do it.
Yeah! My lyrics is crazy. They must be crazy. My lyrics is crazy. Chris is the pharaoh with bow and the arrow. We double the barrel. Gorilla apparel, the mightiest barrel. Don't think of a battle. My lyrics is coming so crazy. Spitting a match you, the actual factual front to the back of you, capping and cracking you, packing a Mac for you, looking them live at you. Lyrics is coming so crazy. Spitting with meaning, you see what I'm teaching your mind. I am reaching with all that I'm teaching, that love and that peace, and it never will weaken. The truth I am speaking is crazy. Truth I am speaking, get used to repeating. The youth I am reaching with proof of this teaching. I speak for a reason, so they can believe in the truth of MCing is crazy. Cracking the back of these rappers, I'm passing these actors, I'm faster. Spitting metal, that's a ripping clubs forever. We becoming better, spreading love forever. Crazy. You hearing a pro, I'm spitting a flow that you know. Higher level thinking I come to show. Knowledge of self is a thing you must know. You see what they playing, they steady betraying the culture we making, exploiting and taking. Look at them faking what we are creating. Now you mistaken what's real and what's faking. This ain't what do for the money they making. They sell out their people, their culture, their nation. Sell out their soul for a radio station so they can be playing in heavy rotation. You see what I'm saying? Our culture they taking, but that's not enough. It's our spirit they breaking, and only the culture can see what I'm saying, cause only the culture will see them betraying. You see what they playing, you see what they saying, and you cannot see us. Our people they slaying. Well, maybe you do it, then maybe you don't, and then maybe you will, and then maybe you won't. But it's our community that's losing hope with the greed and the crime, and the police are joking. The TV is playing that okey doke. A lot of people are dying. You seeing them joke with that cheating and lying. You seeking the vote when they telling our people now this is their hope. But did anything change with the last vote? No. The time before that did we pass on? No. Oh, we've been getting this chapter 11. Where racists with weapons are shooting our reverence. A message from heaven with all that you get and get understanding. Overstanding this lesson with all of the bling and the cash that you get. And you choking for short. It's the boy you neglecting. The thieves and the liars, they all in your section. I'm bringing my people a different direction. Crazy. My lyrics is crazy. I'm coming so crazy. They must be crazy. Yo, so here goes another, my sisters and brothers. It's obvious KRS ain't like these others. I've been out the bed while they under the covers. I spit off the head while they babble and stutter. Not three and not two, but the one is my number. I'm spitting my written. I tour every summer with every year I get younger and younger. But someone to doubt and continue to wonder. It's crazy. They continue to blunder. It's crazy. They continue to slumber. What I am teaching is what I'm expressing. I'm teaching the streets is the mind is a weapon. Like anything you can perceive in perception is what you will manifest all in your section. It's crazy. Set up your own direction. Crazy. Don't get caught up in complexion. Crazy. This is that reason I'm spitting and books getting written, cause you be forgetting it's crazy. My lyrics is crazy. I'm coming so crazy. Yo! I'm telling you, yo. I'm telling you.
Here we go.
Peace, peace, peace to the family, man. We back at y'all once again, man. Welcome to Sankofa 180 degrees, man. Thanks for joining us. Um, listen, all I just want to say is, um, uh, join us, man. We missed last Sunday, the children's back book read. We apologize for that, man. Had a couple of emergencies, so we had to cancel that one, man. But join us first Sunday every month for the children's book read, man. Very important, fam. We got a lot of people that's pushing to take our history, man, away from us, our real history. They're really pushing. Um, so crazy, man. We can't even teach it in the schools now. It's against the law. Uh, and pretty soon, just like we searching Kemet and other uh, African civilizations, man, and cultures and spiritual systems. As we study more and more of them, man, you know, uh, we finding out a lot of information, uh, but it's information that's really hard to get, the real, true information. And this is how it's going to be with our Black history as far as uh, slavery, because now they're trying to change the narrative of slavery. They're trying to say that it benefited the slaves to be slaves, um, and they were taught skills, um, you know, uh, and we're talking about a people that built the pyramids, family. You know what I mean? Something that they still can't replicate today. So I'm just saying, join us, man, for the first Sunday every month for the children's book read. Very important, man. We doing a book giveaway. We giving away nice books, man. Uh, enter the drawing. You spin the wheel. If you win, you get a free book. Don't cost you nothing. Free of charge. All right. So just and they good books, good quality books, family. Listen, man. So anyway, peace to the family, peace to the board, man. Maybe to the panel, man. Peace.
Power.
Yeah, yeah,
Peace,
yeah.
peace, peace, peace.
Peace, peace. Quick, King, Queen Carrie.
No,
You want to tell them who you are? What's going on?
hey, hey, I'm Carrie. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, and I love Sankofa 180. I learn, I grow. Um, Means a lot to me, and glad to be here. And I'm glad all you kings are here. Appreciate it.
Carry on that quest to get that new puppy.
That's
Oh,
right.
yes, I am.
That's right. Peace to you, Gerald. Peace, King. Peace to you.
no. Peace and love to the family. Peace and love to the panel. 180 crew. Having me here. Jamie up. Carrie. E. You know. Right starting off the new year. We here. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get to start it off last week. But we here today. Happy New Year. Uh, also, today is not the Calib Muhammad birthday. For the
Okay.
represent,
I
say I
say,
say,
I say,
every
I say.
family member, Dr. Calib Muhammad, but again, just having me here with the fam. Black power, black love.
No, no, no.
Share.
Mm-hmm.
And our brother E. Peace to you, E.
Peace to the panel, man. Glad to be here as always, brother. Just sitting right ready for the fire, man. I know y'all gonna bring it.
It's always Unc, man. Unc be having that fire, man. Unc keep it. Unc be like, man, me. I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. Me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. He keep that fire, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just show you though that Unc stay studying, man. He stay studying. So y'all, he one of them silent killers, man. Y'all been watch Unc, man. Watch Unc, man. Unc, yeah, you gonna watch him, man. He's always he's a good setup artist. He's a damn good setup artist. So yeah, well, so we gonna
You
yeah,
funny.
so he's good, man. So anyway, man, peace to you, man.
Yeah, man. You know I love you, boy. Yeah, for Jamie from the cradle. Hey, man, so man, it was real good listening to you go on and on, man, about the dirt, man, and all the benefits and stuff, man. And I just got done telling the boys, man, wait, if Eric go past, if Eric share one time, it's one thing. If he get in two, but that third one is on and cracking. And it went off too, boy. It was good. I appreciate you, boy. And I get to
Mhm.
see Gerald, smiling back there and shit. And Carrie is all good, man. She's gonna get that puppy, I bet you.
Yeah, she gonna get it. I know she
Yeah,
is. I
yeah. And
told you.
thanks for
Hey, look, man,
thanks
what
for
you gonna have to do is you gonna have to see you just go and just start buying it little by little, man, because you already know it's coming, man. It's just like, remember when you going to buy a new car, so you take the old mats out, you order the other mats to go in and then tuck all the way around, you know what I'm saying? You get it all ready, man, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Get your little incense and the little things you gonna put in there to make it smell, you know, keep that new car smell. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You gonna get your wax, good waxing, good soap. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go straight to AutoZone somewhere and get it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. So you're getting ready for it. Might as well go and get ready, man. It's coming.
Right, right. No doubt, no doubt. Yeah,
I
man.
like
Thank
your
you.
way of
And
thinking.
yeah, I know that's why you put it out
Uh,
there. Get some
yeah.
support on that. But thanks for cracking that egg on me, Jamie. About this business that we do, man. I love you for real. Um, so I just want to one of our members, I put a post up in one of our members, Gola Haru right? So he responded. He put in the comments this video. I had seen that video about as much as I seen this time, and I encouraged him to come on in and express what he feels about this stuff. I went over and looked at his homepage. Man, he got that sucker locked and loaded too, and I appreciate that member. And so I'm gonna show this video by Caleb Smith and Three Millie Productions, and he's talking to Dr. Professor Kamene. So we're gonna get into that, man, and have a discussion. We get the title of this here. We get it all right. Okay. So I also sent out a permission slip to Three Millie Productions and YouTube and all that stuff. So we should be protected and covered on that. So we'll play some of this video. Feel free to stop the alert me and stop the video at any time, and we can chop it up, of course. And I think I got my notebook and pad, so uh, I'm ready.
Good people, I know you guys are ready for the show, but before we get started, gotta show love to the good people at Vibration Drinks. Shout out to my guy Zay. Vibration Drinks is Atlanta based. They have over 15 plus flavors of delicious, crazy lemonade and so many other factors as well. Beverage company, and they are killing it. Young black owned business entrepreneurs. Make sure to follow them at Vibration Drinks. They are Atlanta based and they will be here for decades. Their name is only going to get bigger. You've been to Creative Overload. I know that you've probably experienced this as well. Make sure to follow them and support them at Vibration Drinks. Vibe in, vibe out. Make sure to follow, love, and support. Let's get back to the show. Peace.
Hey, okay.
Dr. Kaba, how you doing?
Brother, I am doing excellent. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to always have you back.
Oh, brother, thank you for the opportunity. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be with you, Brother Caleb. We got some work, man, and I appreciate all that you do.
Thank you. Likewise, humbled. You and your son, you guys are doing an amazing job of a webinar series talking about a topic that I've loved since, I was a child about the African presence in the Americas. I remember vividly growing up in like the first grade, seeing Olmec statues with wide noses and knowing that it was in Mexico, but then teachers not explaining who they were. So, we could just start off by framing what was going on in the Americas before Christopher Columbus and the Europeans arrived. What was going on?
You know what's interesting, Brother Caleb? In the conversation itself, one thing I say is that when I hear us talking, that's why I've got the webinar series.
Yes, sir.
Every third Friday of the month, dedicated to the original Americans. Because as I was reading, being on.
So for the reason why I played it, because in the first few minutes, they got some information that I wasn't aware of, and I'm not going to bring it out. I'll just let you guys hear it, and maybe you can elaborate on what you think it might be. And I'm writing notes anyway, so I'll have it to back it up.
Instagram and Facebook and just going out places, I'm listening to folk talk. And I think that because of the nature of Western civilization and the way they've set up, how they frame their history and geography, we get caught up in the now, and we don't realize the method. The one thing I'd like to say, as it relates to the human movement around the planet, the bottom line is that there were many waves of humans that traveled around the world. There just wasn't just one movement. And so when I hear my brothers and sisters who were talking about the fact that there were Africans here already before 1492 or 1526 or 1619, whatever date we have, they were here. And the invaders, they call explorers, came upon these individuals. And they recorded in their writings that they were African people, that not just African people, they described their visual, their physiology, the way they looked. Very curly hair, kinky hair, wide nose, thick lip. This is how they would describe. And some would even say, those that had gone to Africa, they would often say, like the ones that we have encountered in Africa. There is a chronicle that talks about the fact that Cristobal Colon, Christopher Columbus, passed Africans returning to Africa on his way to America.
Wow.
It's also important to know that Christopher Columbus was married to Portuguese, to the what might be considered to be the western side of the Iberian Peninsula. And he was married to Portuguese royalty. And we find, as Dr. Van Sertima has said, we find evidence of Cristobal Colon in West Africa with the Portuguese in 1482, 10 years before he comes to America. But what happens is that, and I have to tell the story, Brother Caleb, because we have to be honest about this. We as African people in Europe, we were fighting amongst ourselves. And Boabdil, the last great leader in Granada, in Spain, who gave up the right to rule on January 2nd, 1492, when Isabella and Ferdinand combined their forces, the kingdoms of Castile and Aragon came together and decided, I hate you, you hate me, but together we hate them Africans more. So let's come together and drive them out of Spain, which they did, January 2nd, 1492. But at that point, Portuguese was a minor, because when you think about it, when we were first introduced to explorers coming to America, it really was about the Portuguese. The idea of them getting on the waters, we're looking at what we call the Portuguese, but what's important to understand is that they didn't really exist as a people at this time. They were part and parcel of the Visigoths and the Vandals, the Europeans, Germanic tribes. And so when you look at like the stories of Prince Henry the Navigator, okay, that's given to the Portuguese. But the Portuguese did not have the viable power, and they definitely didn't have the money. So when the Inquisition took place and the Moors were displaced, land was stolen from them, their riches were stolen from them, the books were burned of the Moors. What happened was they began to get on the water and explore the world. The Spaniards, Europeans. And so the first Africans that were brought to this part of the world were Africans who were landowners, royalty. But what do you do when you want to steal their land? You send them to another land. That's what the British did to the Irish. When they sent them over here, when they sent them to Australia. They were trying to steal parts of Ireland, and so they took all the ones that they had conquered and kick them out the country. Well, this is what they did with the Moors. The first Africans that come here are not necessarily enslaved. These are the Moors of quality. So they enslaved them. But the confusion is one of the boats that came to America was owned by twin Moorish brothers, the Pinzon brothers.
Wow.
Pinzon, the Pinzon brothers. They owned one of the ships. Most of the captains of the Spanish fleet were black.
Wow.
Because who else would it have been? They learned from us.
Yeah.
So my thing, when I look at this story, my brother Caleb, what I try to do is to get us to understand there are waves that are happening. There is no doubt that Africans were stolen from Africa and brought to America. They are who I would call the African Americans or the American Africans that came here.
Mm.
But they met an African people that I call the Aboriginal Africans. The original people that were here were Africans. But let me stick a pin there and then go back to the waves of Africans that came here. And I'm using the work of Dr. Van Sertima, Dr. Clyde Winters, Dr. David Imhotep. Okay, the first Americans were Africans. What I think we should look at is that the first wave, let me go back to the beginning of life in Africa as it relates to humanity.
Yes, sir.
We went through 6 phases as a human family. The earliest was known as Australopithecus robustus, next Australopithecus gracile, Homo habilis, the human of ability, that became Homo erectus, the erect human. And then Homo erectus led to Homo sapiens, which is an intermediate period that would then lead to the creative thinker, because Homo sapiens mean thinking human, which means that what you do on purpose. You're not doing it through instinct. You're doing it on purpose. You're thinking. You know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. You know how to do it. You implement it on the earliest, most superficial level, which goes to maybe eating. Maybe it goes to marriage, mating. And then out of that thinking human came the creative thinking human, who was the Homo sapiens sapiens. All 6 of those individuals were born, raised, educated, civilized in Africa. Wow. And they left the planet starting at the Homo erectus stage. The first 3 humans that existed for millions of years can only be found in Africa. Wow. By millions of years, they tried to push the Java man on us. The Java man go back a couple 100,000 years ago. Africans pushed the whole timeline of humanity to the millions of years. And Brother Caleb, I'm telling you, when brothers like yourself and those that come after you get into this research that's been done by Sheikh Anta Diop and others, you're going to take the human family back so far back, it's going to blow people's minds. Wow. You're going to find civilizations underneath civilizations. Wow. This is where we are now. More information is coming out more and more as we move through this process, brother.
Yes, sir.
And so out of the Homo sapiens sapiens in Africa, Central and Southern Africa, there comes a people that we call Twa Mbuti. Those are the Central African ones.
Yeah.
The same people in Southern Africa are called the Khoi San, Khoisan. The Khoi are the people that live around the Kalahari Desert. The San people are the ones that live in the more forest-like weather. Same people, but their environment is different. When you get up into the central parts of Africa, same people, they're known as the Twa Mbuti, Moisha, okay? Southern Africa, the Kung people, these are the first human beings. They are derogatorily called, and family, please excuse me for saying this, but I just want you to know, because this is probably how you would know them. They are derogatorily called pygmies. But if it wasn't for the Twa Mbuti, we would not be here today. They're the first family. these individuals crystallized their knowledge, their wisdom. They became hunters, gatherers, fisher, men and women. Those three occupations, hunting, gathering, and fishing, led to economics. And economics doesn't mean money. Eco comes from the Greek word oikos, O-I-K-O-S. It means environment or home, like ecology. This means study of your environment. Economy means to know your environment. Wow. And when you know your environment, you can draw from the environment your wealth. And of course, your environment is nature. Sure. And so what these short-statured people, maybe somewhere between, some of them were 3'8" to maybe their giants were like 5 feet. Wow. These individuals were the first family. About 150,000 years ago, and I'm telling you, brother, we're going to push that date back even further, but now this is what research tells us. About 150,000 years ago, these Twa Mbuti people traveled all over the world. In the Philippines, they're called negritos. In Japan, they're called the black dwarfs. In China, they are known also as the black dwarfs. In Scandinavia, they're known as Skraelings. Skraelings. You can get a book, The African Presence in Early Europe. There's a whole section on these individuals. The first people across the planet. That's where the Irish get the leprechaun from. Wow. Short statured with a pot of gold. Because ain't no gold in Ireland, so where you got the gold? Scandinavia. They're known as Skraelings. Skraelings. You can get a book, The African Presence in Early Europe. There's a whole section on these individuals. The first people across the planet. That's where the Irish get the leprechaun from. Wow. Short statured with a pot of gold. Because ain't no gold in Ireland, so where you got the gold from? Hey, that makes sense. When we stop and think about it and take it to a scientific perspective, Brother Caleb, we can understand exactly what's happening. Wow. These humans, the Twa people, continued to develop themselves. They continued to eat and to develop technology that would help them with their agriculture. It was very important because the better you eat, the better you think. The better you think, the better you eat. And that's what drives civilization, is the fact that once you can get the nutrition you need to live, you then live to think. And as you think, you make your environment and your agriculture better. It's a cycle. And that's why the pyramids exist. That's why most of the references that you see is always referenced back to nature, back to agriculture. And so by 150,000 years ago, give or take, you have these Africans that are civilized and have a working civilization. Schools, jobs, astronomers, shoemakers, bakers, all this is in this society going back 150,000 years ago. This is the latest branch of the Homo sapiens sapien. Now, these people are going to cross the globe. And one of the most important things for us to realize is that the first people that came to America, see, we're so caught up in the Bering Strait that the American hemisphere was peopled by the Bering Strait. In other words, coming out of Russia, going down in. No. The first peopling of America came from Africa to America, and there's a very good chance these Africans, the Khoisan, probably took what's called the Bering, Benguela current, which is the current that's off the coast of South Africa. And that current, with its wind systems, leads whoever's on the waters directly into the mouth of the Amazon River. Wow. And that's why there's so many artifacts of the earliest humans in Brazil. So it's not even like the Africans came from the east. They came from the West, from Africa. This is how deep this goes. Let me just stop here and put a commercial. When someone tells a perfect lie, the truth is unbelievable.
Wow.
Because for some that may be in tune right now, brother Caleb, they may never have heard anything that I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
And what happens is something known as cognitive dissonance.
Sir.
Cognitive dissonance is that when you have lived a life believing something, and then all of a sudden somebody or something comes in and introduces you to a radical new way of thinking about that, you make a choice. Either you drive down into what you believe in and refuse to accept the new information, or you adapt and allow yourself to assimilate the new information on that comfort level in order to be able to know truth.
Sir.
Truth knows truth. I tell people all the time, and sometimes they say, I understand what they're saying. They say, I speak truth to power. I don't speak truth to power. Truth is power. I speak truth to lie.
Wow.
And so when you see these Africans coming to America, they are known as the Paleo-American. Paleo meaning ancient. These are the first people coming to the American hemisphere. Short-statured African people. For thousands of years. They found bones in San Diego, California, of a black woman. And they date those bones 90,000 years.
My goodness. Wow.
So when I hear brothers and sisters say, well, Africans were already here before the enslavement trade, they're correct. But there was an enslavement trade, and another wave of Africans were brought here post 1492. But now you have a second group of Africans that are going to come here thousands of years after the first ones come. They're known as the Clovis Folsom people. There's a very good chance these are known as Australoids. In other words, these are the ones that could have by this time traveled from the east to the American hemisphere.
I'm gonna stop right there for just a conversation,
Okay.
and then we'll watch a little about the same amount later after the conversation. Go ahead and open up if anybody wants to. I got to finish writing down this last part.
I mean, there ain't really nothing you can say, man. Shit. He dead on, man, to me. Yeah, he dead on. I mean, and that's where you get the the aboriginals that tell you that black people was here before the slave trade, and no one has ever argued that. But you have to know that those were still Africans that came from Africa, though. You have to know that, though. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that wasn't any of them born here, because of course, they're gonna have kids. But I'm just saying, where you originated from is Africa, and and then you came here, and you was here for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But they want to separate themselves from Africans. You know what I'm saying? And you can't. Anybody else?
Yeah, let me just. Anybody else before I jump in?
No, I'm good. He spoke what's up, brother?
Right. Okay. Let me just run down three things.
Gary, you got anything?
I'm good.
Okay, Gerald, got anything? King? Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna run down just a few things that I wrote. He bunch of shit I wrote down to study. Africans in Europe fighting against each other. You know, he really specified the importance of knowing that the Africans in Europe were fighting against each other. We know that they were, bugging, but that's just a point of emphasis for me. Prince Henry the Navigator. I heard that name before, man, but I just can't tie it into the when I think he said that the Spaniards drove out the Moors, drove out the black people. Well, then he said, Spaniards equate to Europeans. The
Hey,
Paisan
remember,
brothers.
the Moors moved in and civilized Europe until about the 1500s. And then they got ran up out of there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
So he mentioned the Paisan brothers that was on them boats and putting in that work against us. And then Gerald, I was when I was talking to you the last time and I was looking for those names that I had written down, Dr. Clyde Winters was one of them. So I was going to just check and see if you guys were familiar with Dr. Clyde Winters.
Yeah, I know about him.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do a little bit of work on that one.
Mhm.
You know about Dr. Clyde Winters?
I didn't see his face. By name, it doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. Okay.
We just deal with African history in the beginning of America.
Hey, I'm finna say because I've heard of Dr. Clyde. What you say, Clyde Winters?
Yeah, Dr. Clyde Winters.
Yeah, I've heard
He's
of him.
got what books does he have out?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
Okay.
not sure.
What'd you say, Gerald?
I was asking E, and I was saying I wasn't for sure.
Oh, okay. I'll check and see.
Okay.
Check him out.
See if
Name
somebody can
sounds
pull that.
slightly familiar.
See if somebody can just use their phone and pull up some books on Clyde Winters just
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah. It's something
While I
right
do
here.
Yeah,
that.
I'm checking it out now.
You checking it out,
Checking
E?
it out now.
Okay, because
Yes,
I'm checking it
sir.
out too, King. I guess he's an anthropologist. Dr. Clyde Winters. It's a brother.
Yeah.
He got look like he got well. Let me see the world history of the black race, blacks in Europe. He's got manufactured genetic origins, African origin world writing systems.
I've seen the cover of one of those books.
Yeah, the
The Kushites, who were
Mariotic
they?
chamber of Philae, um, the ancient blacks of China. So he got several books, King.
I
He
see.
got an unofficial history of Dravidian writing,
Oh, Dravidians. Yeah, 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 yeah.
the
Yeah.
Kushites, who, what, when, where. Uh, they got
I think that's what
brain
really
based.
attracted me. I think that's what rang a bell to me was when because I heard something about the mention of the Dravidians and we did some studying on the Dravidians.
Yeah, brain-based learning and special education. Uh, the,
Yeah. Amazon got a few of his books.
okay.
4.9 History and
So
Culture.
the Dravidian connections. So that's what you was talking about. So yes, sir. He got a lot of books, man. Dr. Clyde Winters. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, good, good.
So he got a lot of books, man, and old make language and literature, history of blacks in America from prehistory to 1877. Like, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
so then
okay.
then I should be I gotta memorize these six phases of folks, man. I should know that by now by heart. But when I was listening to that, it just took me back to, and then me and Gerald was briefly talking about this. It took us back to the the Bradshaw Institute with the skulls and stuff on that, and the intense work we did on the skulls. So
He got one right here. African empires in ancient America.
Dr. Clyde Winters.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've heard of him before.
Right. Right. So, and I liked it when he was describing this, the 6 phases of people, and he got to the Homo sapiens. He said those were the thinking ones, and they just did it by, not by instinct, because it was a choice. They, they're really clear on what the fuck they was doing. And then the sapiens being creative thinking. I just thought that was interesting. Not new, but interesting. And then when you mentioned the job,
Wait, say it again.
about the Homo sapien.
Sapien. He said, what was it?
So he said that Homo sapien was the thinking one, sapien, and they didn't do it off of instinct. They did it off of clarity. They were clear on what they were thinking and doing. They were clear on their actions, thinking, and then the Homo sapiens was the creative thinking, the creative thinkers. So I found that really interesting.
What about Homo sapien sapien?
Yeah, the creative thinker.
And then so what about the Homo sapien?
Just a thinking man.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I knew when he mentioned the Java man that I just remember, Eric talking about all the different type of men, and we did that study on the different motherfuckers, man. Excuse my language on that, but just don't remember. You know what I'm saying? Eric can run them down. Give me some of the men, Eric.
What, the Homo erectus and Homo?
The Java man, and then there's a couple of
yeah, Gerald.
Well, how far you want to go back? How far you go back, and how far? And the question becomes: at what point do people consider them hominids, or when they consider them humans? Right. And depending on who you ask. So you talk about Australopithecus or Homo man, shit. Oh, they said Homo man was bearing people and shit like that. So depends on how far you want to go back. Jabal man, or the Jabal cave dude. That's what 300,000.
That's the Grimaldi.
Yeah, 300,000 in northern Africa. So shit, you got 300,000 now. Right. The question becomes, if the cradle was south, how much older are they? And are they considered humans? Anybody, in my mind, anybody who's making fire to cook food would be comparable to who we consider humans now.
Damn right.
And if we got animals or humans using food for fire and warmth purposely, I'm gonna say using fire for food and warmth, purposely making fires at 1,000,000 years, then we that's the question. What do you say? What's the answer to that? And if you don't believe, that's even, and the question becomes, is it humans? Do you go with the theory of evolution to where there was an earlier human being? Well, before that, where was he? Did he come evolve from himself, or did he come from an earlier species of primate? I know people get really caught up when they talk about humans, primates, in the same family, branching off genetically 7 million years ago. So, the information is a lot there. It's out there, and people are still questioning and theorizing on it.
So do you think do you think are they considered civilizations? Is that a civilization? Do you think that they civilized?
When you talk about groups of people coming together to make fire and cook food and build places of shelter, yeah, that's some civilization going on, because that takes thought. That takes thought and preparation from what you're going to use the fire for how you get the fire, and what you're going to use to make the fire. Because again, you ain't just going to go out there and burn any wood you come across. Some of that wood could be toxic for you to use to cook your food, or toxic for you to use as heat because it gives off bad fumes. So a knowledge of what to burn, when to burn, how to ventilate burning, that takes a high level of thinking. And if you can't find any animals other than the humans who are doing it now, that do that, then, what do you say about that? What is there to be said about it?
Okay, so
ain't no giraffes making no goddamn fires.
So do we go off of the the uh the today's definition of civilization? Do we go off that, or do we
I
go?
can't.
You,
I
you
Huh?
know,
can't. I can't. Not to cut you off, but I can't go by, especially if I'm going by uh, a European's definition of civilization. Someone who's uncivilized, he can't give me a definition of civilization. You have to. You have to. I got to go back and study the people who was actually doing the fucking work, who's actually living
That's
amongst
right.
each other, who's
That's
actually
right.
leaving records of their living amongst each other. Yeah, those people, that's what you got to go by. You can't go by some bitch you come later on to the scene and tell you what it's supposed to look like. Shit. And tell you what components are involved in it. Oh, no. He don't have that to say because he wasn't here. Dr. Clark said that in order to become a civilization, you must be civilized first. It takes time and evolution to become civilized and understand how you need people around you as opposed to how you need to want to kill everything around you. That takes a level of thinking, a higher level of thinking, to understand that the woman is the highest level of appreciation that you know. She's the, you know what, goddess. That takes an understanding of your natural world, understanding of childbirth. And when that baby comes to that heaven, and look what you got. Yeah,
That's
a
right.
reflection of
That's right.
you and her. So
That's right.
that predates anyone who wrote in a book, this is or this isn't a civilization. So
Okay.
again, how far are we gonna go back?
Okay. So now,
you're gonna
right.
have to get Gerald in that conversation, Jamie.
So right, right, right.
We had this one on Friday, I think, and we that should have been on a Sunday.
I'm just saying because
Yeah, I'm
listen.
digging it. I'm digging it. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
so listen. Okay, so okay now, Gerald. So look, so being that we not gonna use the today's definition of civilization because we see that they were using fire, they were using tools, they were hunting. They made tools to they made weapons to hunt. And they were cooking their food, and they were burying their dead. They were burying their dead, man. Burying their dead. They knew enough to bury their dead, man. So what I'm saying is, at what point? Okay, so now, hey Gerald, you got that graph, King. I don't know if it's like real handy, but the graph that you put up a while ago, uh, with with uh with uh with the skulls that were found.
So that's he got that from the Bradshaw Institute, I believe.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Am I
You know,
right, Gerald?
he got a gang of stuff. So I was seeing if he got it. Uh,
Mm-hmm. I'm trying it.
okay. Yeah. All right. So while he's finding it though, so because that's key too, man. So now how so like E said, how far are you willing to go back with that? Because at what point was whatever whatever time it was, whether it was 500,000 years ago, uh, 300,000 years ago, were they cooking food 300,000 years ago? Was they cooking food 500,000 years ago? Were they burying their dead 500,000 years ago?
And where was they doing it at?
Well,
Right.
Omo man is dated at how long? 100, what?
150.
1 point,
Yeah,
how
Gerald gonna put
much?
it up. He gonna put it up. He got it. He got it. He gonna put it up because that's why I said that's kind of key because we can. How far do you like I said? The question is what he said. How far are you willing to go back? Right? Considering we're going off of like he said, fire. When could you make fire for when you know it was cold and you felt it was cold? How did you figure out fire was gonna keep your ass warm? And you know what I'm saying? How did you figure out that fire was gonna better cook your food so you don't get sick like you've been getting sick? You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Like right? I mean, is that right? Is that the question?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm saying because at what point was we doing that? It's because if we're not gonna go with they definition, and we got like you said, a logical definition: cook food, uh, heat yourself, uh,
mourning their dead,
burying your
celebrating
dead.
and having festivals, celebrating and understanding cycles of the sun and the moon, celebrating their dead. I mean, celebrating having festivals to celebrate certain natural phenomena.
Okay,
And
because okay,
go ahead.
okay, because no, because you're right. Because
Okay.
they may not be into agriculture because you have to move with the signs of the time. You have to
Right.
right. Am I right? You have to move along with where the food is at, where the water at. You got to move when it moves, right?
Yes.
Agriculture what really wasn't a thing. It was right. So we don't. So
Oh,
we
and
can't.
even now, you got groups of people, depending on where they live, they ain't growing shit. They in the water. They harvesting food from the, you know, what I mean, you know what I'm saying? And they just
From
may
in that
pick wild stuff that's already naturally growing. But we talk about agriculture, you prepping shit for planting. But there are people who don't do that. They just eat,
exactly
hunt, fish, and pick what's already there.
right. Yes, sir. And they know what it is that they can eat and what they can't eat.
There you go.
But what I'm saying is so when you get to that point, because so we can rule that out. We don't have to have that as being part of being a civilization or being civilized, because like I said, a lot of times our people move with along with the food and the water,
Yeah, you got to
right? They
follow the
follow
food.
that
Yeah,
food and they follow that water.
and the water. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
And don't you have to be? And how much? And what? Yeah, I don't know, man. Because I don't know. If you look at nature, if you watch these nature channels, you see how unified these other mammals are, as far as the African wild dog and even the lions. You know, they have a sense of unity and working together amongst them. And they're much older than the humans, you know, but when you look at how that happens and how the mammal understands that they need each other to build, to work together, it almost seems like it's a natural progressive step in order to maintain your survival. Because if you think about how evolution happened, or if you believe in that, your ears are on both sides of your body, but your eyes are in the front. You don't have no way of seeing behind you. But if you got somebody watching your back, then you can prepare for yourself to make shelter, build a fire without being attacked. So anybody who understood this would seem to have been, you would think, civilized to say, I just walk around hunting and not using speech, not using signs, not using symbols to communicate with each other. And that is old, because we talk about signs and symbols of humans. Now you got to go on back there, man. You got to go on back.
okay. So okay, now look at this. And you're right. You're right. Uh uh E. See that y'all see this on the screen?
Yeah, can
Yeah,
you
could you
expand
blow
it?
up? Could you blow it up a little bit?
Let me see if I can get it to go up a little bit. What's this forward? What's this down?
That's like
Uh,
download. Oh, you know what about those three dots up there? Top right by update. Push those three buttons, and it should give you a zoom
right
or
there.
something. There you go. There you go. Now hit zoom out. Hit plus sign on that zoom, and it should make it bigger. There you go. You can go big as
Okay,
much as
there
you
we
want to.
go.
Yeah.
There we
Now I
go.
can
Hey,
see. Oh
y'all see that?
yeah. There
Y'all
we
see that?
go.
They were good.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, my
Oh, that
bad.
looks good. That looks
Oh
good.
shit, what I do, man?
Uh-oh.
What I do, man? Let me see if I can go back.
Oh, you just back. You just
Hold on,
minimized it.
I know you
hold on,
got me
man.
messing with my screen.
Hold on, let me stop. Let me get that back. Hold on. Get that back real quick.
I knew this part was gonna open up some combo. Something I got written down gonna open up some combo. God damn it.
Let me see. Right here.
Yeah, currency could be cows, shells, any form of cattle or things like that too when it comes to trade and sharing goods and resources. Animals have always been a resource. Domesticated animals been a resource for each other, and then things that they collect from the earth share with each other, and yeah, through progressive action that evolved
Oh, there you go. Right there.
to other stuff.
All
But
right, here we go.
trade and creating markets and
Here we go.
taking things to a common place to trade with other people, shit, that's got to be pretty old, I think.
There you go.
So
All right.
expand your whole screen.
Y'all
There
see
you
it?
go. Yes,
Y'all see that?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Unc, you see that? You see that, Unc?
Yeah, I can see it
You sure?
for sure.
Okay.
I can expand mine anyways. No
Okay.
matter what, whether you do it or
Okay.
not, I can expand mine.
All right. Here we go, man. So now you see where the 300,000, that's Homo sapiens sapien. Uh,
He had
you got
300,000.
that's 300. That's Homo sapiens. That's Homo sapiens.
Mm-hmm.
This the 300,000 mark. You got
Uh-huh.
okay. So you got the other. So they're going off the skulls. They're
Excuse me.
going off the skulls,
Yes,
shape and
yes.
size and all that of where these come from,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So the young,
Mm-hmm.
so we got the Galobo. What's that? And Galobo right here at
Yeah.
120,000 in
Mm-hmm.
Tanzania, right?
Okay.
So they found him 120,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he the young, so he kind of like the youngest one. Then they found then they found Kabwe, Broken Hill, Zambia, right? 125.
Okay. And he's
Now,
further
now
south.
we don't know. Now, see, and so we're not sure. So that's a different. This a different. This a different. Well, he in with these people here. The Heidelbergensis or other
Heidelbergensis.
archaic species,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Heidelbergensis. Mm-hmm. Another.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
right. That's the him the int the Dutu people in Tanzania. That's
Tanzania.
400.
Mm-hmm.
That's 400,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they found his ass. Then you got
Mm-hmm.
another. Then you got another part of probably another part of it. The Florida down in South Africa, 260 years, 260,000. But you got look at this. Look at my man Boda, the Bodo from
Mm-hmm.
Ethiopia, 600,000 years ago
Yep.
in Ethiopia, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. That's before. So they old. They old as shit. Whatever they are, they old. Now I'm wondering, was what was they using? They don't have no information on what they were using. They don't do they?
No, no. What I've referenced or found out was that in Jebel Erud, Morocco, they've found remains of fire burning there,
Okay.
of actually making creating fires for use there as well, and that's 300,000. And my question today would be the same as before: where did they not evolve the humans further south? Did they migrate as humanoids or archaic humans until they got north and then they evolved into humans? And then what I'm saying? Did that happen? Maybe, I don't know. But according to what we've learned about the Nile Valley, they say humans started their journey as humans down around what, Tanzania?
Yeah, but they got don't they so 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 they're not gonna include Lucy, right? They're not gonna include her, right?
I don't
I mean,
see. I don't even.
we know that
Wait a
she's
minute.
not, huh?
Wait a minute. Did they? Because they might be using her name, her African name. I don't see what is her. Oh, I don't know. Because she's not on here as Lucy, but she may be. What is Lucy? Let me see what her African name is.
Yeah,
Dr.
but
Beard.
but she's way older than 600,000 years.
Yeah, Lucy, 1 point something million, ain't it? 2 point
Yeah,
something million.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. She's not on here.
Yeah, no, she ain't on him, bro.
So there's more of this. Like
Oh yeah.
there's more of this going on, man. There's more evolution going on, man. I mean,
Yeah.
before this, right? There's more evolution going on before this.
Lucy is referred to as a hominin. Now, if people, I don't know, but the question becomes: was that just a separate species of primate that just happened to live at that time, or did Lucy have DNA connected to, you know, common or present day man? Did she carry some kind of, you know, genetic something that was similar to ours? Um, I'd have to research that, but I think Dr. not Dr. Clark, Anthony Browder talks about mitochondrial Eve and where she was found and where she can be still found today, and she's carrying the DNA of all of us. But again, man, I'm telling you, oh shit,
They're just
I
showing
need
right
to.
here where these skulls where these people were found, where they connected these people, right? But there's a whole nother. I mean, I'm not saying because we know that Lucy is not human. We know that, but I'm just saying we know that
Right.
it was
They
something.
call it a hominid.
Yeah,
Hominin.
right. So
Hominid.
maybe that's the difference. These are more showing more how maybe how
Only the red dots on the hill map is gonna be considered human.
right. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Them
Right.
orange and
Exactly.
them gray ones not
Right.
gonna be considered human.
Right.
Only the
Right.
red Homo sapien is gonna be considered what we are.
Correct. 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 And if that's the case,
Right.
migration or interaction with other subspecies could have happened, could have evolved the human being to where he is today, of some of that nature. But it's interesting to know because I got a video about that talking about how humans may have been interacting with other species on the continent of Africa even before he left. Yeah, he was able to reproduce and have sex with other. So, oh man,
So
because it's
but
interesting.
this here's the thing. If because if you can reproduce with it, then it's compatible
Y'all the
with you.
same species. Y'all in
Damn
the
right,
same
you're the
species,
same species, right?
and it
Now,
says within 200. Yeah,
now hold on though, because now here's the thing though. Only if whatever you produce is able to produce as well. Because
that means
sometimes,
right,
right?
right.
So
Two
because
hundred
if you're
fifty
not
thousand years, they say.
because if you're not just like a donkey is not supposed to be able to produce. Am I right?
And then the donkey, the donkey, the jackass. Was that the same thing? The
Yeah,
mule. The mule
right.
is the one that's naturally sterile. Is that correct?
Right,
Carrie, is
Because
that
because
right?
is that
he's a
that's
he's a combination of a horse and a something else, I believe.
right.
Yeah,
And so when
just
they can't reproduce because of
no,
that.
right, right. But now,
And
if
so
that
something
species
was
was,
wrong with that mix right there. Something was wrong with that mix. But
well,
they
they
were still
probably the
able
gene
to they
probably,
still was able to produce though. But they
well,
produced
because they were
something.
within the same species. Because the species number, it says that you Well, despeciate or separate ratio species within after 250,000 years. So within 250,000 years, you you're able to kind of reproduce within that species of something how I would explain. But after that, then if there's a separation of more than 250,000 years, you begin to become a separate species. And maybe they can associate that to, I don't know how what you associate that to now, maybe the lion and tiger, maybe, I don't know, because they don't if you they don't naturally reproduce because they don't even live next to each other. But they found out that if they did, yeah, they can have offspring, but the offspring is can't
Sterile.
reproduce. Sterile.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's
And
right.
that had to do with maybe the large cats, a certain breed of cat began to separate based on the continent separating. And one went to India, one stayed, on the continent of Africa or whatever, migration through migration and whatever, climate change, all that shit, they evolved into a separate species. And I'm sure that had to do with every damn thing on the planet because of climate, because of, time, changes and access to food,
So in
natural
that case,
recurrences.
100,000 years from now, what the fuck is here now is gonna be totally motherfucking different than what they gonna be dealing with then.
It
Right.
could be very well 100 to 200,000 years. You darn right.
Right.
You
They
darn
could be
right.
looking at some real, you seen them tigers and lions mix, right? You see how big them motherfuckers is, right?
Those ligers, yeah, up to 1,000 pounds, they say, or more. Yeah,
Yeah, boy, man, you don't want to be running into nothing like that.
yeah. But see, he can sustain himself in nature. Too damn big to hunt. Can't reproduce. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, he big, but he ain't got the speed of a leopard, and he ain't got the agility of that damn big lion. So he
No, he
uh
don't.
he can
Yeah,
do nothing.
yeah, he'll die
He
off. He'll
he'll
die
be
off
in
by
his
himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and same thing with a lot of these dog breeds that have been domesticated into pets. If them, some of them dogs, if they ever had to go back to hunting in packs and actually hunting for their food, they wouldn't make it. They wouldn't make it because they've been bred into dogs that actually couldn't survive in the wild if they needed to.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Think about a goddamn skinless dog, a hairless dog, a hairless cat. What the fuck? What? Come on, man. You can't do nothing but raise that motherfucker in the house.
Right. That's right.
Or a desert. You can probably live in the desert, but hell, even the desert get cold at night.
Yeah, dude.
But you don't even see
And
that.
that sun gonna burn his ass up.
Correct. Even in the desert, the goddamn fitting pot he's full of hell.
Set his ass right on fire. He gonna
Yeah.
just say
So you just
ignite. He go poof. He's just gonna ignite.
yeah.
Poof.
So that lets you know your natural environment has an effect on any species that lives on the planet. The natural environment will have an effect on it. Yeah. So the question becomes, how much of an effect did it have on us, and what time period are we talking? Did we learn something? Did we lose it? Did we die off? Majority of us died off. We came back. We had to repopulate. We had to relearn stuff. Maybe that's why we got 100,000 years. I mean, you got 300 up here, then 100 something down here. Makes you wonder.
Go ahead, Gerald. Mic is off.
Oh, no, I'm listening.
Okay.
My man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, you're all right. You're cool.
I agree with everything Eric was saying.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I'm cool with everything.
Dr.
Hey,
Clark got something. I was looking at his book. African Mother of Western Civilization. I'm not Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben. And he pulled out, he's got a news article he pulled out that talks about Zendanthropus, man. Let me pull back through it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Dating back to 600,000 years old. Where is that at? What page is that on real quick here? Okay. Fossils trace man back 600,000 years in the gorge in Africa. Leopold, and that was in Belgium. That was in the Congo. Now that was in the Congo.
Right.
Isn't that where that quark? Isn't that where that quark come from?
Yeah, think so.
600,000 years old, possibly
Wow.
the earliest known trace of man have been found in Tanganyika. Dr. Louis S.B. Leakey, a prominent anthropologist, said that his wife, also an anthropologist, had found the fossils among animal remains in the Oldove Gorge in Tanzania. July 17th. Dr. Leakey, African British anthropologist, searched for many years to prove his belief that man originated in Africa. He is curator of the Corridor Museum of Natural History in Nairobi, Kenya. Dr. Leakey reports his wife signed to the Pan-African Congress of Prehistory here yesterday. 60 delegates from 15 countries, including the United States, are at the Congress. Crude tools were found with the fossils, suggesting some form of human culture. And that's just the thing right there. But that's the 600,000 right there. So, hey, man, yeah, that's interesting, to say the least. To say the least. Rhodesian man, reconstruction of his face. He looks straight Kenyan. The age of the skulls is now set at 750 years old.
1,750.
National Geographic magazine, September 1960, has a picture of one skull and quotes Professor Leakey as saying that it was that of the first tool-making human, and that the discovery strongly supports Charles Darwin's prophecy that Africa would prove to have been the birthplace of mankind. Professor Leakey has since discovered a still older skull, considerably more than 600,000 years old. With it were other human relics, and one of them a child. New York Times, August 24th, 1956. 25th, 19, no, first, it was supposed to be, no. New York Times, February 25th.
August 24th is when they found it, E?
That was when the story was published in the New York Times. I'm sorry. August 24th, 1959. Other story was posted in the and February 25th of 61. In 59, they posted the age of the skulls is now set at 1,750 years. Front view of the skull. That's a long time, man. So Dr. Ben said, look, man, he said, no, since the unearthing of Zindanthropus boise, there has been many more fossil men found in the same general area of East Africa and in Ethiopia, some dated back to 5 million years ago. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. That's what Dr. Ben said. You know, he got a humor too. But hey, that was then. And they looking at them bones, man, and they studying them now, and they still trying to find the best way to age them, and looking at the mitochondria, looking at their DNA. And according to what they know about DNA, it ain't lying. It's telling you something about the findings.
Okay, here we look at this. So look at where we now E. What was the name that they gave Lucy?
Let me see, because Dr. Ben speaks of Lucy too. There's a little switch on the black switch right there. Let me see.
Australopithecus.
Australopithecus would be considered Australopithecus. Right. But her African name.
So she's not that, right? Because that looks like that is 3.9 to 2.55 million years ago.
Let me see.
Can you send me that, Jamie? Send me that one, will you?
Yeah, let me see. Let me see if I can get it out of here.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, baby. Thank you. All right.
So you see where it starts. He got the Australopithecus.
Okay, Deaconesh. Deaconesh is her name. So look for Dinkanesh. This
How
is
do
an
you spell
African
that?
name.
How do you spell that?
Dinkanesh, D-I-N-K,
Hold on, hold on. D-I-N-K.
apostrophe, I-N-E-S-H.
E-N-S-H. D-I-N-K
I-N-E-S-H.
D-I-N-K apostrophe E-N-S-H.
Apostrophe, I-N-E-S-H.
No, they don't have that. I don't think they have her on here.
3.2 million year old fossilized skeleton of an Australopithecus afarensis hominin.
Africanus. This is an Africanus.
Af-
Over here, the 3 point,
afarensis.
the
There
3
she is
point
down there. She at the bottom. She right there at the bottom.
right here.
Very bottom. No,
Oh, the very
below
bottom.
her.
That's her.
That's Lucy. That's
That's
Lucy.
Lucy.
Correct.
Okay. So here's Lucy. Then you go over to the
Australopithecus
Africanus.
africanus.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Then from there you go into. Looks like you're going to the Homo Gutengenesis.
But look how Lucy branched off. She branched off in 3 different directions. She branched off in 3 different directions.
Yeah. She went to Homo habilis.
See,
and then
so
she also went to
yeah.
and she also went to Homo
Rudolfensis.
Rudolfensis.
And that's a million years ago. Yeah, if you could blow it up, I could see the age on them. I can't make out the age.
Let me see.
Let's see if I can blow my page up. Oh yeah, now you got something, boy. 3.9. That's yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got it down.
So right there. See it?
Yeah, that's Lucy right there at the bottom at 3.9.
You can see that?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I just need you to save it and send it to me later.
Okay. Gerald, you can see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's Lucy right here.
Lucy.
Bottom.
Now let me move to these. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Listen. I'm listening.
I'm going to look up mitochondrial Eve and see, do they associate Eve with Lucy or is she older? The term is often misunderstood.
Eve is only 6,000. Well, who?
Mitochondrial Eve is the one that
Eve
was talking about. Yes.
Mitochondrial Eve got to be before.
Before Lucy.
Mitochondrial Eve is a Homo sapien.
Right. That's up in the 200,000 year period, between 100,000 and 200,000 year.
So that's
you got to go on up.
We up here.
You got to go on up. You got to go up right there, right around there somewhere. Yeah, because somewhere along the line, and I don't, that Neanderthal thing, yeah, I don't know if that's in the right spot. I just don't know where Neanderthals fit. I don't think they're, I don't know, man. Because I put it like this: what they show as a Neanderthal, white, build, white guy with a brawny build. I don't, not 500,000 years ago. I don't see that. I see that straight after. 500,000 years ago. You know what I mean? I don't see that as anything we've ever seen. Look like a cave dude and long, stringy, hairy hair. Nope. I can't see that. Not at that time.
Well, here's the thing though. He's not a Homo sapien. He's not a real dude yet.
Well, according to listen to what they say. Neanderthals.
Ain't no white people around at that time, not even close yet.
That's my point, right? That's my point.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
White.
No, but here's the thing. Wait a minute, so they trying to say that these is white people?
Yes, because look what it say. It says if you go down from look beneath Neanderthal man. Okay, they say Neanderthal man come out of that Homo antecessor, which is 1.2 million years ago. So by the time he got up to 500,000 years, he was European. He was pretty much white because it says Europe down there.
Yeah, but that don't mean
so
that.
This is what they're trying to say.
No, that's just
Right.
where these pieces was found. I'm saying, or where they found this evidence at. That don't
I
mean
know
that
that, but
that don't mean that they white. That just
no,
means
no, 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 no.
that whatever this is was moving through that area too.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. But what they portray as the Neanderthal is not a brother who looked like some East African or anything like that. He looks like he is what a Germanic looking human being with maybe larger brows or something. He looks Germanic. He's pale skin and that kind of thing. You know, that's the images that they previously shown.
But
You know what I'm saying?
that's
That's
an
all I'm saying.
identity that they didn't took.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
that's
all I'm
this is an
saying.
identity they didn't took on. But this ain't even them. No, this ain't no white folks
I
right
can't.
here.
Right. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't.
to me,
I
I mean,
can't
when
see
I
that.
look at this is not no white folks. You're not here at this time.
I can't. Yeah.
For one,
Um.
that's for one, and for two, this ain't no person. This is not a person. This is he ain't look at his head. Look at his skull.
But
He's
that's again. That's another thing because once you get up here, you got so much variation in craniums and skulls that some, which they may have thought were primates, were actually human. And you know, you got some brothers right now with some goddamn hitting, some skulls on them, boy. Some goddamn skulls on them. You know,
but
large.
look at the Homo hyberganzus. And
Hypergenesis.
he not too much far from the
Nope.
Neanderthal. And look how
Right.
far distance they are. So nah, man,
Mm-hmm.
this ain't this is just evolution. This is evolution. But
Right.
this ain't them. This ain't a person yet. We don't get to us until we get up here, I guess, from what they're showing. Until we get up here to, you know,
Well,
160,000
getting
to
that.
40,000
Okay.
years
So
ago.
how is that if you was making fire and burying your young before that?
I'm saying so you right, okay. So you saying where we start that at?
Look, Omo Man was 1.995,000. So go on, maybe somewhere between Homo
Homo man.
ergaster.
That's
Homo, no.
Homo
Omo,
man.
Omo gonna be,
He right here. Here you go right here.
there you go. So somewhere around there.
No, this no, I don't know. Wait a minute.
No, because
No,
that's
that ain't him.
Asia.
That ain't him. That ain't
So
him.
somewhere in between Homo erectus, somewhere between Homo erectus maybe, and then going up a little bit. Um, yeah, somewhere between Homo erectus and Homo. Well, I tell you what, maybe between Homo heidelbergensis and Homo sapien. Maybe that's where you get um maybe somewhere around there is where you found the bones of Homo because Homo is
No,
older
I
than
just
Homo
had Omo.
sapien.
I just had Omo. Hold on for a minute. I just had Omo. Hold on. We just had Omo. George gave us Omo right here.
195,000.
He gave us
Somewhere
Omo
around
right
there.
here. Omo right here.
195.
195,000 right here.
Right.
Ethiopia. He there you go
Yeah.
right here.
Where you
So
at?
he had
Yeah.
195,000. So hold on. Let me go back to where I was at. I don't know how to. Let me see.
So if you figure
Right.
he's in between Homo heidelbergensis and sapien
So he
as
had
far
a
as phylogy.
195,000. So where he at?
Between Homo heidelbergensis and between
Oh,
yeah no
from what
Homo
I
help me
just
here.
looked up, Homo erectus
Right
is a
here.
species that many scientists believe first controlled fire. Homo erectus.
Homo
Homo
erectus.
erectus. So you was
So you
human.
talking about
You was making some
1.0
fire a good while.
to 50 to
Yeah, yeah.
0.15 million years ago.
Hmm. Yep, that's what we talking about. The fire had been used for many years. by some species.
So because Homo erectus is all that means is you just able to walk on 2 feet.
Yep.
You was erect.
Yeah. And
That just means you was erect. That's all.
Solo Enos, I don't know what that could mean. It probably mean that he was the first only Genesis at that time that they found. I don't know what that solo Enos mean, but I'm saying that Enos could mean life or age or Genesis or something like that, birth or time of birth or something like that. But
Yeah. So before this, they was on all fours. See, before this, they was on all
no,
fours.
no, there was forging. There was forging.
Huh?
Forging.
So you don't say so before this they wasn't on all fours?
Lucy she walked up, right?
Right. Exactly.
Lucy did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Lucy's so important. She walked up right.
So what
That's
so
why.
why do they do the Homo erectus? So they got them they got two of
Because
them.
one thing I think
Classifications.
Huh?
They're just classifications. Somebody finds them and names some shit.
yeah. And I also think that in an attempt to find themselves in world history, they had to kind of adjust some times, some dates, and all that to try to let it match up with their own story. But we gonna find that Lucy probably was, you know, more advanced and that we probably think she was.
I'm saying
Because
y'all saying that
if her
Lucy walked
genes,
on 2 feet? Yeah, what y'all saying?
if based on they said based on how her hips were, how her pelvic region was shaped, they're thinking that she was bipedal. Yes, or spent a lot of her time. But now we still got primates today will walk on their 2 feet, but they say she may have preferred to be bipedal. So that means that if she was bipedal, she more than likely she did live in trees. She lived in trees. She may have made her home in a tree and climbing trees, but she may have still went down into the grass to forage for food and water or some of that nature, whether she couldn't get out her plants. But it seems like when the climate changed and the trees began to turn into more savanna area because more far apart, that species had to come up out them trees and begin to get to the ground and find food. If you believe that that's the evolutionary way, they had to find food, and if climate control your food source, then you had to go where the food is, like we talked about earlier. So Lucy had to have been able to move on her fours, and not just that, but to tools and something else had to have been found for them to say, "Oh yeah, she's close to us." Not just because she's a primate.
So is this our common ancestor right here?
According to this, and according to what studies have shown so far, yeah, they would say yes, to some degree.
So 4.0 million years ago, 4.0 years ago,
Right.
Million years ago. That this is where we evolved from. Right
you
here.
start seeing some based on the skulls, yeah.
And they're saying that we evolved, and I'm talking about in these years. Like, so this is 4 point. Then so you got another million years, 3 million years ago. You come up with these three. So you get these two right here, and the 4 point at the bottom, and in the 4.0 million years ago. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, and then a million years later, you get these three come up, species come up. Then so you get four more come that jump up, another million years come up. So you see that they breed. They get busy.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
getting busy.
Yes.
You see this, right?
Yes.
And then you come up, and then you see that what it came to. So we come out of So anybody that came out of Europe
And it,
is supposed to have Homo
Neanderthal.
whatever
Neanderthalensis, yeah,
Neanderthal, yeah,
and they try to
Neanderthal.
make yes,
And then
and they try to.
anybody that came from Asia got Homo erectus,
Yeah,
soda in this, and hybergansis. And then anybody
uh,
that come from Africa got the whole Homo heidelbergensis and the
uh,
Homo hemili. And then so out of us, so we the Homo sapiens, the Africans.
and look how I show. Look at what Neanderthal is. He's slightly above Homo hemia, but they know they couldn't say. They they saying they. According to this, it shows that they evolved faster to Homo sapiens than the damn ones coming up out of Africa.
No. They got these people here at 0.4. Oh, you talking about how because you talking about the Homo
They got him
help
there.
me,
But
huh?
yes, but if you look at timeline wise, Homo neanderthal is higher on the scale, closer to Homo sapien than Homo hemia. And Homo hemia shows a direct link out of Africa. A direct link from Africa. But if you look over to the right where it says Homo neanderthal, that's Europe.
Right.
Right.
And look, they got Neanderthal man as being on his path to Homo sapien at a faster pace than anything that came up out of Africa directly.
All right.
So that's why I say they play with their own numbers to get them closer to Homo sapien.
But when you look at this, but just look at it though. The Neanderthal. Look,
Mm-hmm.
his head is not. He still ain't. He not a Homo
I
sapiens
agree.
yet.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And
So
look,
he
I
not.
totally agree. His head looked like the damn Homo hypergenis.
Right. That's right.
All right.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
And it don't.
Yeah. But
Right.
look where they put him at. They put him more closer to Homo sapien than Homo hypergenis. So to me, they try to make the impression that man's journey to get to Homo sapien took off once he went to the right, became Homo erectus, and came on through Homo antecessor, on through Europe, became a Neanderthal, and from there he became human. Although they show the origin as down in Africa. He
The
left
origin.
Africa.
You see that? You
He
see the
left Africa and
origin.
went into Europe, and he became human in Europe. That's what they're trying to tell. That's what it looked like he's trying to tell me.
It look like
He
yeah.
evolved.
It look like to me what it's saying is we started in Africa, branched
Mm-hmm.
out, kept
Mm-hmm.
going through. I mean, because if you look through the middle, how we
Mm-hmm.
evolved, boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom, all through
And
Africa. We came up,
yep.
but these other cats over here, it
Homo
looks
erectus
like it
branched
look
off.
like it look like it look like they stopped right here. It look like they
It
stopped.
does.
They stopped evolving to me right
Okay.
here.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
what these people right here, whoever these is, they stop evolving right here, and Homo sapiens sapien went on here. I mean, the Africans
So
went on
it
here
so
and was the only the only real humans.
so the dotted lines represent genes that are found in Homo sapien that lead back to Neanderthal because they
Well,
say that majority of Europeans got a certain percentage of Neanderthal in them. So maybe that's why you got the dotted lines as opposed to a solid line, is to say that the offspring of Homos of um, Neanderthal, quote unquote, with those missing links, evolve into what we now know as Homo sapien because the dotted lines can represent missing links. There ain't no solid line. Because if you go back up and look at Asia, that's a solid line. Homo erectus, Peking man. He's a solid line from Asia to Africa. You see
but
that
look
down
at
if you
but
scroll down?
right, but
See
look at yeah,
that
right here. Okay, I
right
see
there?
that, but look at this. But if you look at, you got Lucy from in Africa.
Yes.
She goes up. She
Yeah.
goes into she goes into to the Australopithecus.
Australopithecus.
And then
Uh-huh.
you go and then she went up and then she went up and branched over back into Africa. It looks like she went back into I mean they went back to Africa just like they did
Wait.
when
Okay,
they did
wait. Are you
when
saying
Lucy went
you
to the
said
left, just like when Lucy went to the left, the Homo
no? That's still Africa. That's still Africa. Australopithecus africanus is still Africa. That's on the continent of Africa.
right.
Also, yeah.
No,
So they still
what is?
Australopithecus africanus.
Right. That's still Africa. That's right.
That's still Africa.
And it's still going up. But what I'm saying is,
That's still
it
Africa.
looks like they okay. So all this is still Africa, and then
That's still Africa.
they go
Yeah.
into the middle, just like when they go all into the Australopithecus, they go into all to the Homo Rudolph fensis,
Yeah.
venture over.
Yeah.
So what are they saying? That these two right
Are
here
are are loosely
made
connected, related.
made this up here, and
No,
then
they're
these two
saying
right
that
here, these two,
they're saying. Go ahead.
with these two right here, when they because at some point they came together, and then up here at some point they came together, and then you're moving up. I mean, it looks like what these dotted lines are is you said the missing links. You said
The dotted line represents to me a not direct link of species. The dotted lines to me represent that either they have not either found bones to connect those time frames, or it's unknown at this point the evolutionary stage process that took place between, let's say, the two Homo rudolfensis and Homo habilis. You got 2.3, you got 2.5 between those two. So they say in a half a million years, you got some genetic connection between those two, Homo rudolfensis and Homo habilis. Now going up from there, you see another dotted line at the 2.0 million year mark. You see going right into Homo ergaster, 1.6 to 1.3. A light dotted line connects Homo ergaster to Homo galtengensis. Now, we don't get into Europe until we come out of Homo ergaster at 1.3 million up into where Homo erectus is. Right there is where it gets questionable, because if you go east, we move into Asia as Peking man, same person, but we populated the East, Asia. At the same time, they're saying we walked up out of Africa and a million years ago. Okay, we became Homo erectus, Homo antecessor. He anta means what? Before the Homo Neanderthal, I'm assuming. So antecessor was 1.2 to, let's just say 65.65 million years ago. He, according to what we see here, evolved out of Africa. He evolved out of Africa into Europe and goes in, and it goes a straight line from there to Homo Neanderthal. And then again, after Neanderthal, it gets choppy. And that's shown with that dotted ass line. It gets choppy. So to me, if that's choppy, that connection between Homo Neanderthal and the other one should also be choppy. Because to me, only because they don't got nothing after that 525,000 years that Neanderthal supposedly, they don't have nothing. They don't know where he went. They don't know he was just consumed by other genes.
I'm fucking done
Or
wrong.
was he ever a separate species in the first place?
he was.
But they did.
I'm looking at him as a separate species.
Okay, and so he evolved because of climate into a totally different species, you think, or just species that was still able to reproduce with the African, but a separate species as it relates to physicality. His body changed based on geography. More hair, more robust body, maybe more, something, maybe that could have happened. But he never lost his ability to reproduce. Hold on a minute.
Right. He didn't lose that ability. So right. So how yeah. So however he got there, it was legit. But
But
the thing,
but
yeah, you're right. Because however he got there was legit because he's still able to reproduce.
so theory, to me, the theory becomes because these don't show if he was isolated over in Europe, where did the genes come from? If he was isolated in Europe, where did his new genetics come from? Because according to this infographic, it don't show that he had
Well, it looks like it's coming
contact with
from
nobody.
it looks like it's coming from us.
But I mean, after
Or,
he
or from or
evolved
from or
into,
from it looks like it's coming from
well,
it all
yeah, I know
started with
that.
Lucy.
Oh, sure, sure.
So
But
Lucy when
they make themselves look unique. After Homo erectus, they make themselves look unique. They make themselves look like they evolved into a separate species. And they kept on evolving until they had a link, which is blurry for
No.
400,000 years. 400,000 years is blurry because it's dotted. But that from Neanderthal to Homo sapien, he ended up being Homo sapien within 400,000 years. That's what they're trying to push according to what I'm reading. But that's just me. Homo antecessor 1.2 to 65, and he had a direct. And look at the crane. Look at the score they got from him. That ain't much a damn no score. I don't know what the hell that is. But they
which
said
one?
the one Homo antecessor.
Yeah.
I can't tell too much about that skull, but he says that is what they got of human remains in Europe. From there to the next one's found will be Homo neanderthal.
But look at the eyebrow. You can see his eyebrows too. See, look at his eyebrow. Where his eyebrows
On
gonna be
antecessor,
at.
I
Yeah.
want
on
y'all to
antecessor.
know this ain't nothing but black people at this time.
Yeah,
Period.
that's what I say. That's what
No
I say.
argument. I don't care what they found, where they at. They still what we will call black melanated people.
That
White
is.
people haven't made it on the earth yet.
Get him, Jeff.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Let's
And we
know
go
about it.
in this format. No, this is straight black.
No, we know ain't no white folks here yet. We know that for sure.
Where did they
I'm
lose their
saying
healing at? That's my
yeah,
question.
because when you look at the eyebrows, look at the eyebrow, then look at the eyebrows of the Homo sapien. You see, it's just and the head shape and the whole head shape and the jawline, all that man. That's the difference. That's that's the difference. That's why I said the Homo Neanderthal. No, we know he ain't white. We know it's not that, but we
Right.
know that this ain't no this ain't no real person yet.
Okay,
Right.
but look now. What you've seen some videos. They showing Neanderthal running across, hunting the damn. He was hunting the mastodon or hunting the damn elephant, and eating seal. They call him a Neanderthal. They say they found in the remains, uh, remnants of seal food, whatever, and shells to use to hunt seal. They saying that. So was he? What was he? Who was that hunting?
Wherever he is, he came from Africa. Wherever the
So
fuck he is, he came from Africa. We know that.
did he evolve into he de-evolved into Neanderthal? Is that what you think happened?
No, I'm saying that I think that once they got to this point, and just like the
No
homo
species paths.
the hybergansis. You don't see it no
Uh-huh.
more. You ain't gonna, and you're not gonna see it no more. So they gone. Just like the Neanderthal. Whatever happened to the rest of these
Evolution
uh
happened. And you know what?
evolution, right? And they died off. And
Well,
so now you're
dog,
not gonna see them no more. You see us now.
he don't eat like that no more. He don't need them strong jaws and strong jaw muscles and stuff like that because at some point he began to cook his food and understand that that's easier on your digestive system and easier on your damn mouth. You're chewing. So foraging, agriculture, those things had to been a great part of his diet change and domestication of animals. But it just don't show a clear connection between him at any time and modern human. It's dotted. It's dotted. And so where was the connection? Where did the genes come from to turn him into who he evolved into? Where did this doesn't show it. It doesn't show it. It like what? Okay, if you had no more genes and you come out of being Homo antecessor, when did the reconnection happen where you evolved into Homo sapien?
Well, see, I think that the problem is, I think what the problem is a lot of people associate Neanderthal with white people. This is
Oh,
what
that's
people
true. Only because of what they depicted. Yes,
this is what people are. This is what people
that's the
do.
misconception.
But we have
That's
to
true.
understand that this is not a white person.
So where did they get white at?
This
When
is
did they
not a
become
white
white?
person. So this is what I'm saying. This is what
40,000 probably.
huh?
Probably 40,000 years is probably where they actually became a white race, a white group of people as a species. They became probably about 40,000 years ago. Yeah, and that's put in.
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
thinking.
Because that's what most of the problem is. Everybody's gonna think
Yeah.
that when you say a Neanderthal, or you're thinking of a white person with a funny shaped head.
Well, also because where he was found, where his remains are found. That's another reason why they think about him as being of European origin or you know what I mean of race because of where the bones were found.
Yeah, but we were everywhere. Europe, Asia, you
That's
see that right
true.
there.
That's
We were
true.
everywhere. We
But
were
but
everywhere. See, we were
again,
everywhere.
we're not
Especially
trying to find
Southeast,
ourselves.
especially Southeast Asia. We were
Yes,
everywhere.
sir.
Southeast Asia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It was us, it
South,
was them trying to find themselves in history that depicted themselves through, trying to pull themselves out of the Neanderthal. It was them. They created them images. But they may not they're not true. I don't think they're true. I don't think they're true to evolution of human species that he'd be a Neanderthal, would be a whatever 500,000 years ago. Or even 25,000. I don't know, but it does say between 500 and 25. So that's a large space.
yeah,
That's a
that's a big.
large space.
Yeah, it is.
That's a large space.
Where does the Java man fall at?
Java, you got to go back down. Java, go back down. Because Java was in probably down or somewhere around Peking or somewhere around that time.
Hold
Maybe.
on. Gerald sent that too. Hold on.
I got that in my book, in Dr. Ben's book here. Let me see.
Gerald sent that too,
Yeah,
man.
we can read and see.
Gerald sent that.
Sir.
Shit, yeah, he did. Hold on. He said Java.
Yeah.
What they call a Java man.
Yeah, because Kaba said they tried to give us Java man and
Okay.
Hold on. It's
on the other one. There you go. There you go.
I will read, sir.
Go ahead. Java. So let me see. My bad. It ain't here. I seen it though. Hold on.
Go ahead and
I know
read
they
Gerald.
go Omo man right there. Where's the Java man? Hold on.
Early man of the Nile Valley, circa 750,000 BCE or older. And it has from that to don't even know how old, question mark. The above, and he got some graphic tools. He's got tools here, tapered and pointed, quartz arrowheads, tanged, found in Nazingizi weapon. Flathead point tool with a balled round like the hole in your hand, pebble tool of Aldove Gorge, hunter, flexible tree limb, and twisted vine rope, bow and arrow. Animal hides they found. and animal remains as food. The above graphical demonstrations are projected for the student to grasp the earliest type of weapons mankind used in order to provide food, clothing, and shelter, not for pleasure, as so-called modern man who has all but exterminated certain animals. Yeah, no, he respected what he was doing because he understood that was his lifeline. You can't go around killing every goddamn thing. But let me see. Let me see. You said
Yeah,
Java
Java
man.
man.
Yeah,
Java.
just because that's what Kaba said on there.
Let me see. Black man. Oh, that ain't it. Black man now. That's the wrong book. Hold on, man. Let me pull me some shit up.
That's it.
Okay.
I got that,
All
James.
right.
Huh?
I said I got what you sent me.
Okay. You see it? Is that what you wanted, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just be interesting to tie that into the video that we was watching and all this other spectacular insight that was shown.
Oh, let me see here. Because I also got to pull some D out too.
Okay.
All right.
That's right. Get him eat.
Yeah. The thick D up. I have some references to. All right. All right. Okay. All right. This is Cro-Magnon. And the hell, Grimaldi. The Grimaldi, right. Okay, Grimaldi.
Boys be at it.
Oh, uh, let's see. Goodness gracious. The oldest Neanderthal. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. The oldest Neanderthalian fossils of Europe do not seem to date much beyond the worm 1/2. The worm 1 represents what? That was the freeze, right? That was the ice age. Considered that's what they call, right? Worm 1, 2, and 3. I think that's German. But anyway, I think it was cold. Cold in the
Yeah.
motherfucker. 80,000
Mm-hmm.
years. 80,000 years ago. This is what Diop says. Through radiocarbon dating, we now know that Negroid Homo sapiens sapiens were very voluminous with very voluminous skulls measuring up to 1,500 centimeters to the third power on average, if not more, lived in southern Africa between 50,000 and 100,000 years ago, and that they were probably the ones who were called the world's first miners, the iron mines of Swaziland's. Oh, the first miners, the iron mines of Swaziland, cited in chapter 1. The fossils of these Homo sapiens are represented by the large Boskop skull, the incomplete Florisbod head, one part of the skull and the face, and the bony Cape Flats head. And he's got images in the books that refer to that. So he's talking about the skulls. But it says the Florisbod fossil was dated as being more than 41,000 years old. It is therefore older than all of the European Homo sapiens sapiens and those from the other continents when dated by a method of absolute chronology without tendentious or biased interpretation. Now, let me look him up what he says about what they refer to as Java, man. Java. Yeah, so them bones even found because Grimaldi, that's an African brother, man. That's an African brother who stepped up out of Africa with his girls, with his homies, and said, "Man, let's go up here and see what we can find. We hunting, and we knocking off these little pink toes as we see them up there messing around. I don't care what they look like, we getting them. We knocking them off. We ain't
Hey,
telling nobody. Ain't nobody
hey,
gonna know
hey,
nothing.
hey. So this supposed to be Lucy right here. This supposed to be Lucy.
See,
Mm-hmm.
she's standing up.
She's standing up.
hmm
She's standing
Based
up.
on how her hips look, based on her hips,
It's supposed
and
to be
that
Lucy
pelvic
right
region,
here.
that lets you know how you was walking, if you were walking or not, and how you're moving around. Java, Hij, J, Java. Okay, 35, 44, and 59. Let me see what they say about Java Man. Page 35. 35 is the first reference to Java Man. Okay, well, that's what I was just reading. The arcanthropic phase resulting in the individualization of the Australoid branch of humanity in southern Siberia 80,000 years ago, resulting in the Mongoloid phylum, whereas the
How
separation of the
far?
Europeans
85,000?
80,000. That was Australoid branch of humanity in southern Siberia 80,000 years ago, resulting in the Mongoloid phylum, whereas the separation of the Europoids and the Negroids did not occur until the Neanthropic phase about 12,000 years ago, in his
What?
view.
Whose view is that?
He's describing Thoma. This is how Toma describes the morphological features of a series of skeletal datings from the last Paleolithic period. Toma is another researcher that was doing some stuff on these bones found in certain parts of Europe. So he was referencing Toma.
So he's saying that Negroids was found 12,000 years ago.
Yeah, and then let me read this here. Let me read this here. We can go back.
In Europe.
Okay, to see this one can refer to the figure for Toma, Quasfa, and Starcilia are the Proto-Cro-Magnon descendants from the Paleoanthropians such as Steinheim and Swanscombe, dated as being more than 200,000 years old. Their descendants are the Cro-Magnons of Europe and North Africa. The latter, on colonizing Africa, were rapidly Negroidized under the effect of the high selective pressure exerted by the new environment. For the distinctive alveolar prognatism, the considerable width of the nose, and the relatively low and very long neural skull are already typically Negroid. So you already had a natural African presence in Europe 200,000 years ago. So again, how you begin to change him from an African to a Neanderthal is pretty much just based on where his bones were found. Has nothing to do with his just because he was found on what we now know as Europe. he's only European by where his bones are found, not by his genesis. If that makes sense.
Right.
And not by his genesis.
Because once again, there was all black people anyway.
Yeah, moving around. Now, not saying again, like this is a big thing. Not saying that within our close species, where there's some earlier Africans that may have left before Grimaldi that were already there. And because it hadn't been 200,000, hadn't been over 250,000 years ago, they may have been able to intermingle with them distant relatives. And maybe it wasn't like we think walking on knuckles and shit like that, but it probably, if we was walking since a million years ago, it was just probably about speaking different languages and having different cultural stuff that they did.
Java Man right there. That's the Java Man right there.
And Java Man, do he resemble some of them brothers from Tanzania with them wide nostrils and them lips, or even somebody from the Congo?
That's the Java Man.
You look at
His head shape is different though.
And the brow is broad.
Brows is different.
Broad.
If you look, this is what they got for him. So this is the Australopithecus. Supposed to be. Like right here. So they was there. So they were seeing them girls right there, right? That was
Right. I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you crazy,
man.
Hey,
I'm gonna let you say it, man. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll let you say it.
Hey, they see them girls right there.
Yes, sir. Yep, nipples all hard and stuff. They're like, man, girl, come here.
Yeah.
But she might have been lighter. She might have started the offspring might be getting lighter because they stayed up there. Because if Diop says that these remains are found around the first ice age, people were probably already there, and as the climate began to slowly change, you had to become adjusted to it to start changing. You know what I mean? I can imagine when they say the ice age, just one day everybody woke up, it was cold as fuck, all the way down to majority of North America and all that shit. No, I think that was gradual, but I think people adapted to the change. Who chose to? Those who chose to stay up or got locked in because of mountains and bad weather. They may have been able to adapt.
Hey, look at her now. Look at
Yeah.
her.
Look, got our hands on her hip.
What's that?
Now, you mean to tell me you ain't got no homies if after a few shots of liquor, catch her late night,
Today,
right today, catch her late night, and ain't nobody around, what you think?
I know some that don't need no liquor.
See?
They don't need no liquor.
See? There you go.
Jamie,
That's
you
all it
bugging,
takes.
Hey.
Don't need no liquor. And don't let her have the mannerism that you used to seeing. And she know how to gyrate her waist and dance a little bit and jump around, start jiggling. Some of y'all.
Eric says some of y'all, man.
Some of y'all going up in it, bro. You see, I excluded myself. You saw that, did you?
Hey, look here. Hey, they'll knock her ass right down, wanna?
Hey, man, bro. And if you think about it,
Jamie.
if you think about it, and every time some people from our left behind historical record, we always see that what do people do when they leave and go somewhere else? They go try to do it with any woman they run across. I don't give a damn if they're going to eventually enslave them. They're going to try to get some sex from them and go have offspring with them. Go take some back, make babies with them, and raise them kids. It always happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sure which was within the same species, hey, man, sky was the limit. And don't you talk about you and some guys who know how to hunt. Y'all got some skills, and you run across a group of women and children, and a few guys. Y'all gonna spear their ass. The guys are deaf, and you might get the kids, but y'all gonna stay up there. Y'all stayed up there for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna be different later too. In a big way.
Sure, you keep on. Yes. It ain't stopping. Many different things control us, but a lot of it is genetics and how genes have to change in order to survive. Your body has to naturally find ways to rid out weaknesses in reproduction, so to kind of support survival. So you gonna keep on them genes gonna keep on coming together and seeking the greatest from the both of them to create the offspring, and that's what's going to keep it. Now, if something changes,
you want light skin? They got some light skin right there for you, right there.
Yeah,
right there.
Please, they'll give you a hook on. See, there you go. Come on,
right there. Hey, look,
you know some more.
Look at that there. That's a Neanderthal. They say that's a Neanderthal right there.
Thank you.
They say, now look at that. Now look at his forehead. He ain't even got a forehead, right? Look at him. See, that's what I'm saying. They not. That's not no. Well, I mean, but I guess you're right, motherfucker. Homeboy, see, hey, look here, girl, shit, hey.
Yep.
Let me talk to you, man. Hey, you understand what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Oh, that's universal anyways. You know what I mean? So
hey, man, I met this broad boy. Look here, man. Look, she ain't even from here. Look here, man. Look, she look like, well, you know what I'm saying? Then you look at her, and then he bring her, this what he bring you. Hey, look, what?
Yeah.
So bring up a picture of which one is our ancestor. Right? Which one of them is our ancestor? right?
Oh,
The
where,
one
right here?
that would have been the one that you showed of Lucy, right?
Yeah, that's what they saying.
Mitochondrial Eve. See, you can see me get a
Mitochondrial
picture.
E.
Mitochondrial Eve. See what comes up.
So, okay, let me see.
Thank you, baby.
Spell it.
What I need to find. Oh,
Hold on.
Back in the, it couldn't have been too much different from now to then. You talking about my mama, you're probably gonna get toe off, right? And then
yeah,
you
yeah,
joking about somebody's mama. Back then, I wonder what, they're coming at your head, right?
yeah, yeah,
Right on the real.
yeah. Hmm. So yeah, just through probably just people traveling, moving around, the species before the advent of race and all that kind of stuff, species that were like did the natural thing was to try to procreate. That was the only natural thing for species to do, and that's what they do today. And so whatever happened, where groups of people got divided through geography, climate affected your physical body. Um, but just to be able to know the whole story as to when they came back in contact with people from who didn't get affected by the ice age, what was that interaction like? Um, what happened? Did the offspring, were they okay? Did they have to decide, take sides, or were they able to just have because how did that happen? Then for it to be like it is now, and this obvious disdain for people of color from the Europeans. It's like, if you know your history, if you know where you came from, how did you get to the point where you consider yourself a separate species and you consider yourself superior than the species you came from? If you know that, how do you justify that other than just selling a fantasy just to justify power and control? But if you do as much as y'all dig in the dirt, you gonna tell me y'all don't know the truth? Ah, shit. Mm-mm. Y'all know, but you can still play that game to justify your power over other folks or your attempt to be in power over other people.
So,
Yeah,
my question is, what do Jamie showed the depictions of what, the skulls are attached to. Who put that up there? So what do our master teachers tell us they look like? Those skulls came from that they look like. Because my question would be, is it still the same depiction coming from so-called ape formation, monkey formation, shit like that, and then evolving into what we are today, or is that bullshit?
The images have been changed. They've been changing the images
because all these pictures that we look like refer to evolution, and what I got up on my screensaver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, what do our master teachers depicted as, or have they? Or are all these people that we're looking at to find these pictures that look like them? Who the fuck are these cats?
Great question. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see the question. I see that.
Because it's easy, because all we doing is referring back to that motherfucker's depiction of what we should be like.
Yes, right.
Without further explanation. Okay, I'm done.
I got you. Great question. And I think part of that is to be able to look at living examples of who we are, who we were, because what we know about DNA and genetics, it replicates itself a whole lot. And it only modifies out of need. But if it's easier to remain the same and all your needs, all the cells are working together, then it looks like it has no need to modify. It's only when something changes in climate, something changes in its habitat, then for a long period of time that they begin to modify. or too many species begin to be in one particular area, and then they have to branch off, and then those people that branch off, they you know what I mean, based on where they branched off to, and based on what their diet is and everything else, that's going to determine your growth and development. Because they say that as you begin to eat more protein and that kind of thing, you begin to become smarter. Well, no, I think as you begin to eat, period, on a regular basis, you get more brain power, period. And so if your belly is full, you can begin to think about and study how to hunt meat. But you had to eat some carbohydrates, something that wasn't moving so goddamn fast first. You know what I mean? So the theory behind protein developed the human's brain. Yes and no. I don't think that. I think that eating from the earth was going to give you protein, whether it was a goddamn green leafy vegetable or as a nut. But I think that what it allowed you to do when you understood how to eat and the food was abundant was allow you to use brain power to study and observe other things. And then you could either find ways to, hunt that animal or figure out you find one that's something already hunted and you cut that good meat off and take him home and cook that son of a bitch. And you say, God damn, that was a good ass piece of leg there. That's a good ass leg of deer there. Next time, I'm going to figure out how to hunt his ass myself and get him fresh. I wonder what he'll taste like fresh.
Right.
And now you begin to kind of, but to go back to what you're saying, Dr. Ben shows some images, some depictions.
So Dr. Ben shows some images and depictions, and who is he getting it from?
No, what I was going to say
is my point. Is my point, because just my thought, man. This is just off the top of my head because I don't have that research that I'm bringing up, right? All this shit comes from a depiction that relates to all the shit that we're against, right? Nevertheless,
because if you want to decipher the information, you can know that you're talking about you. You see yourself everywhere you go. And Anthony probably said that as well. When you know what to look for, you know how to look at it, you see yourself everywhere. And so when they talk about, you know what I mean? So when they talk about, this is who they might have looked like, no, they trying to put themselves in the picture.
Yeah.
So anytime they try to put themselves in the picture, they're going to make it look like them. No, that's what I think. That no, we find our history, we find our story everywhere on this planet.
Ain't no question. And I'm just talking about the pictorial.
Well, even the language that we have to use to describe our thought is a language given to us by the oppressor.
Correct.
To some
without a doubt.
But again, the point is that we know how to decide and cut through this language to understand what this language means to us, and what these images mean to us, what these signs and symbols mean to us, and how they connect to the original story. So that's what us as seekers of truth are able to decipher that others can't do. And so and then again, by looking at bones like we do, damn, we young anthropologists, we studying them bones and them brows, and we commenting on commonalities that we see in that. So then we able to make decisions based on even our own observation. We ain't necessarily be touching them, but just seeing observation and comparing the other pictures that we've been doing, comparing and contrast. Hey man, that's science, man. And when you begin to do that, you begin to see you see patterns. And once you see patterns, and when you start looking at symbols and signs, you start seeing patterns, they begin to tell a story.
Put one of them pictures back up there, Jamie. You can keep going there, AE. I just want to.
Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty much it.
I just want to see a picture while you're talking, because.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. But yeah, they had recreate different pictures from the newest pictures of Grimaldi Man. Grimaldi Man has changed dramatically from the first images they probably created of him. But he's straight like an African brother now when you see Grimaldi Man, the most current image I've seen. But Dr. Ben talked about how they try to Europeanize African bones to make them just again, from coming from a race perspective and bringing themselves closer to the origin of man. They want to connect themselves with being close to the origin of man, because the story aligns with what they try to connect themselves to. If they've fallen behind the Christian story and all that kind of stuff, they need to justify that. So if they can align themselves in the dirt with the origin of man and said, "Oh yeah, we was there." Matter of fact, we evolved into the closest man that became the closest man. We was there. That was us. We evolved from. We came from the Homo. We came from the Neanderthal. That's why we got his blood in them now. We got his blood, but we don't know how we got there and where we end up, how he ended up being there. That's sketchy. So again, that's them trying to put themselves in a place that they probably not there. They probably weren't ever there. Again, them same stories in the Bible. They putting people in stories that weren't even there, just to try to justify their existence and their power over the other people. Trying to support a lie, man. They're trying to put themselves in history to support the lie. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make images, they're gonna scratch out your name, and they're gonna refer to you as somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
All that shit to try to put themselves closer to you. Really? Mm-hmm. They try to put themselves closer to you without saying that they are you. Without understanding that they come from you. They don't want to do that, because if they tell you that, then everything else they told you is a lie.
That's right.
And who are they really ready to give up that power?
Hell no.
Are they really ready for that?
They're not going to.
So they gotta hold on to the lie. But at the same time, they still digging. Do you know it costs to dig out on the continent of Africa, man? It costs. And when you got companies and private people and institutions who are saying, you go dig, and tell me I'll write the checks. And that's what they was doing. That's what they still doing. You go dig and find us. Go find whatever, and I'm writing you a check.
Right.
And so what do? They employ the locals to do the work, and they oversee the shit and report back to who giving them the money. And goddamn it, the more digging they do, the older shit get, and the less they find of themselves. But they more find of you. They damn near mad about coming back and telling the truth about the shit, because they keep finding your ass and more information, and you're older than they thought you were. And they realize that they're younger. They're much younger than they tell us they are. They're much, much younger. So let them keep digging. But we always got to Africanize any information given from them to us. Have to do it. Yeah. Because if that's where they're going to get the goddamn information, you got to twist the perspective. You got to see it from your eyes, from your African eyes. Mm-hmm. Well, not from theirs. You only get their stuff to kind of decipher what you know is true.
Right.
You know, and that's no matter their agenda. Their agenda could be just to present information to their peers, not ever expecting to get to your nigga ears. But at the same time, they can't mislead their peers. Hell, their peers count on them to bring them the truth. So tell me this shit. Tell me what they're studying over there. Tell me how they get. Tell me. Give us the shit so we can mimic it ourselves. And that's what they did. That's what your boy was talking about. The white boy was saying, oh, they've been using this shit. Yeah. But telling you don't look at it. At the same time, controlling you with it.
That's right. That's right. Tell you don't look at it. Tell you that's evil. Tell you that it's evil. Yeah.
Let me be your teacher. Just listen to what I tell you. Fuck out of here. I'm gonna read between the lines. Right. I'm gonna take the language and study the language and decipher the language and read between the lines and get the story. Get the story, not your story.
That's right.
Yeah. Get the story. That's how you got to do it. That's the work. That's the work there. And Dr. Clark said all books ain't meant to read from cover to cover. All books some books just only contain a certain key point of information, reference. That's a reference to other information. You know what I mean? So, and to me, that means that, authors have different intent on why they write and why they write, and different purposes. And depending upon if they're doing it for some money, that has an impact on their decision making and what information they present forward. Yeah, but anybody writing and referring back to the museums and shit, oh yeah, they got to have some continuity in what they bring to the table, because they know people can go and look at the museums and see that shit for themselves, and so the competition is fierce in this the study of Africa. The competition it has been probably the last 150 years. It's been fierce. Yeah, so You know, you weeding out anybody who ain't coming with that shit. That coming straight up bullshit. They got weeded the fuck out a long time ago. No, but you got the ones who standing with motherfuckers who said no, leakies and people like that. That shit ain't going nowhere. Budge and all that kind of stuff. As racist as he may have been, Petrie, as racist as he may have been, shit, that information he was uncovering some truth, baby. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, yeah, but and that's why they told us to go study them, to go study them cats, because them cats had funding. Them cats had resources to get over there. And them cats had time to just spend talking to the locals. He had some who shit. One white boy goes over there and move his family to live in the tower in Luxor. Come on, dude. Who funding that? He living there. So he get to study this shit on a daily basis. Them white boys was able to, they had access, man. Shit. They had access. And Diab said, man, you look here. Let me look at the bones you stole. Let me tell you what you said. Let me tell you what they is. Take me down to the vaults, motherfucker, where you gotta unlock some shit to get to. Yeah, that's what I want. Let me go down there.
Right.
Yeah, let's go down there and see.
Let's go read some of that shit.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let me interpret this from my knowledge. DNA and shit. Let me tell you what this means. So that's what he did. But yeah, them boys had the keys to this fucking chest, man. And put everything else on lock and key. For how long? Over 500 years, man. Over 1,000 years, you ain't had access to your own shit.
Right.
Arabs been over there doing their thing. You ain't had access to your own stuff, man. And even right now, that's why the brother was at my job was telling me. He said, "Man, shit, no, we ain't we ain't thinking about no pyramids or thinking about none of that stuff." He said, even when we went to Cairo, he said the people we went there on a church something. He said they went there, but he said you see the blacks who live there and moving around to and fro. That's for the tourists. The tourists come look at them pyramids of Giza and stuff like that. He said, no, them locals, no, they trying to survive. And they've been told that ain't survival there. You get you a job and you just got a third. Don't you look over there. That's beyond your realm of thinking. Let that go. And come over here and get in this field and get in this mind and come get some of this, get this cobalt for me. Don't you go over there. You don't want that. So and what Ben said you better get over there before they stop letting you come in there and take pictures and shit, and even Rashid Renoko was like, shit, I had it someplace, I snuck and took some damn pictures, taking no pictures not allowed. Why you can't take the pictures of the shit? If all knowledge of the world is for all people in the world, this shit should be open for everybody to look at. Why you can't take pictures and share this shit? What you hiding? What you afraid to come out? Shit. Let the world know what the world history is. No, you can't do that too much. And you got to do that in doses. I guess.
Sample size.
Yeah. The biggest museums, Europeans control them. Europeans and Arabs. The biggest museum are your shit. Europeans and Europe. Mm-hmm. Those who call themselves the Egyptians, whatever they call them, white Arabs, whatever. Yeah, they got it. But my recent African origin model suggests that our species evolved from a small African population subsequently colonized the whole world.
Right.
Coalescent analysis indicates that all mitochondrial DNA in modern humans can be traced back to a single female. Where was she found at? What is that?
Africa.
Where's she at? Down at the southern tip? No. Yes, sir. Southern tip. That's where that arrow down there. Down there, right there. Yeah. Yes, down south, man.
Right there.
Yeah. Now, peep game though. I wonder, because Australia is over where Australia would be 40 to 60,000. Look at that. That's interesting for me.
Right here?
Right there. Yeah. That's very interesting. Think based on number one, their own story of how long old they are based on their culture and traditions. The way they worship and stories about creation and things like that. Um, and celebrating certain phenomena in the sun and that kind of thing. They've been doing it. They've known about these things longer than these numbers show. And my question becomes, if we got 100,000 there, but 60,000, so it took four. Yeah, I don't know, man. Because genetically, they they say that they are unique to the point where there's a small little percentage of African in them than people from other parts out of Africa. That's what I've heard. So, but the question, when you look at them, man, they straight Africans, man. Those are Africans. The Australians are African.
They black as shit. Yeah, they African.
Yes, sir. But their religious practices are very similar to those found in the Congo, in Tanzania, down there.
Down here.
Interesting, because you got a 40,000 year space in between these two groups of people, but they have similar.
Well, you got 200,000 right here. You got 200,000 right here. Look, 200,000.
Damn, man. Yeah.
200,000. So that's over there by by Kenya.
That's on them. That's around Ethiopia, right?
Uganda.
Okay, yeah.
Kenya, Uganda.
Wow. See, so that's amazing. Did the knowledge, did you just acquire it based on where you live, based on your observation, no matter where you live, or did you have, like what they say, that's cultural continuity? Diop talked about it, and Van Sertima, but there was this cultural continuity that happened over the continent of Africa and into Asia, that they took their culture with them. You know what I mean?
Because it looked like they went south, then they went straight west. Then they went straight up north, and then they went into Asia. You see where they shot into Asia? Yeah.
Yeah. But see, so at what point? So according to this, the Aborigine is older than a European, but this just maps out mitochondrial Eve went up north first and then broke east into Australia.
Well, it looked like they came. Shit, it don't look like they came from Africa into Australia. It looked like they went from like They went from like
because you guys 60,000 years in what we.
It looked like they went like East Asia. Like they came out of like Southeast Asia.
But at the same time, that's 60,000. Yeah. That's 60,000 there, and that's 60,000 in Australia as well. So we just, the arrows just kind of just an example, but yeah, she was moving in different directions at different times at different rates of speed. Migration had, because if you go way up there, up in the Europe, bro, depending on when you was moving, it was cold up there, man.
I mean, look at. They came from all the way. Yeah, because they went all the way through Asia. Then they split. Look, and then they split. Yeah. They went all the way through, and they kept going all the way through motherfucking wherever that is. They went through Russia some damn where, and came.
That's up Bering Strait.
They came
Bering Strait.
Yeah, and then they came up to the United States down here.
Yeah.
Then they kept going down to South America.
South America.
And then over here they kept going. They even kept going across. What's that? Canada. What's that? Canada and Russia and all that shit.
Yeah, that's Canada on into. And what's going. That? That's
and they kept going.
Yeah, that would be that's Europe, ain't it? Yeah, no, that's that would be where is that? How much time Europe. Is that? 6,000. Yeah, that's Europe.
That might be the tip of Europe.
That's the tip of Europe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then because that so shit, them Africans was every damn where, man,
Hmm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
They shot everywhere,
Hmm.
every
And
which way, man. They was everywhere, man. I can't believe they went all the way. But I knew that they went through Russia though.
yeah, at a time in between, probably in between those ice ages, when travel was better, when food was abundant, in between those ice ages, migration was probably the thing. Because you just had a bounty of, you know what I mean, what you could build a planet. You ain't had to stay in one spot, and wherever you went, you got the knowledge with you. Yeah, you can build a house wherever you was, and have a all different view. Different different access to different food. So the sky was the fucking limit. It was like I guess it was like man, why not? Your kids grow up, they gonna move a little further. You gonna stay put. Well, y'all go on down the road a little taste, and
Yeah,
see what is down, see what's beyond them hills, and we'll come
right.
visit.
But
And that's what it was.
the mitochondrial Eve, when they're
Damn.
saying that we got her between 100 and 150,000 years ago,
To me, those numbers are off.
it
Right.
gotta be.
I mean, that to me, those numbers happened much longer ago, because those people
What are you
are.
saying? What are you saying to start at?
Oh man, I would say 200,000 years old to 300,000 years that she was moving around. The species we were moving around, knowing who we were as human beings and moving around this planet, but living in nature and understanding everything we needed to travel. Hunting, fishing, trapping. Well, not necessarily probably trapping too, but snaring animals and like we see people do who've been doing it for a long time. If your climate change and your access to food change, then you got to change up your skill set. But if you buy some water or you buy, you're a good hunter, as long as the animals stay there and don't nothing happen like it's happened down there with them boys in Tanzania, where government's coming and you know tearing down natural environments for animals, then now you got to get up and find someone to move, or you drought come, you got to go. Shit, so you may not have been no hunter, but goddamn, if you want to move and stay in these woods because life by the ocean wasn't good for you, you gonna better learn how to hunt. Shit, if the water begin to change or a fish kill happen, natural shit, you gonna have to have some other skills, and they had to move. Ooh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! The Khoisan tribes of southern Africa carry Eurasian DNA. No, Eurasians carry Khoisan DNA.
Right. And then
You
look at out of Africa, 65,000 years ago. You see so that's the green.
65,000 came up out of it and went east. 60,000. You didn't break west to 40. So
Right.
you went east. So when you went east 60,000, you within that time frame, you migrated all the way down to Australia, because remember 60,000 was what they said about Australia too.
That's right.
So you know what I mean?
And you kept on
When,
going, and so
yeah,
60,000 years ago, you was in America.
you was in India. You was all throughout the India. You was what they was calling probably them Druids and the untouchables and all of them. You was in India. You would went through uh
Look like
Cambodia, all
look
them
like
island places. Oh, you
all
went
of
through all
Asia.
that.
You went through
You ran
Asia.
through all that. You ran through all that.
Went through
Philippines, what
Asia.
they call it, Philippines, Micronesia, all them islands that were probably closer to get to. She populated them. Yeah, yeah, you was out there clowning. Out there straight clowning. Don't give a damn. Give me the water. I'm traveling by land. I'm traveling by boat. We are moving.
Then they
Them
went
river
back to
and
Africa.
waterways. Yeah. Let's go back home for a while. Maybe living up there change climates and all. Or
Yeah,
war or competition for resources. No, we gonna go back to what we know. We going back to our homeland. Come on back home. Shit still good at the crib. you know.
that's
But yeah,
right.
I can see that. I can see that. Because certain things drive migration even today. Same thing. Certain things drive migration. Especially large migrations in numbers. Um, you know, economy, climate. Yep. So
And then look what it say at the top.
access to resources.
Humans and Neanderthals interbred 45,000 years ago.
So look at that. Humans. Wow.
See that?
And yeah, see, so they're not even classifying Neanderthal as human.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They were not humans, man. They don't classify them as humans.
They don't classify them as human.
No, they
They
do
can't
not.
classify them as a human.
Because they're not. Because they're
okay,
not.
So that means they don't have a origin story until what, 10,000 years ago then, the European. His origin story is no older than 10,000. Is that what you're trying to say, man? 10,000 years?
Man,
God,
10, 15.
10, 15.
Hey, I'm just
Whose
saying.
origin story is that?
The European. He came up out of he came up, the European. The one known classifying himself as a European now, he came up out of that, what we know as a, what they call it, what they call it, what's they call,
Indo-Europeans?
Indo-European, or is another word they use to justify them, that North African and the heritage of them people. But they were fair-skinned Africans, probably, mixing with some Neanderthals, or
they was you know what they were?
Northern Africans.
Oh, they was mixing with the Neanderthals. Huh? You talking about the ones that was mixing with the Neanderthals?
Yeah. But no,
you see what they had though. You see what they had. They up top though. You see they up top.
Right. But when they say Indo-European, they're referring to Europe admixture with people from Northern Africa, right? Isn't that what they call it? Isn't that what's referred to as Indo-Europeans?
Right.
Those people who have interbred or some way mixed with Northern Africans, and I think that's probably, as those folks begin to intermingle, they begin to fare out as lighter and lighter, and probably prefer warmer, cooler climates. And they begin to keep on breeding amongst each other. And that's what you end up getting, is a more fair-skinned, fine-haired human being at about 10,000 years ago. Yeah, they're that new. They're that new. Yeah, because they're that new because and so funny that at being 10,000 years new, but you just began to study the natural world 150 years ago. That tells you something about your growth and development. You was more interested in taking what others had than to learn yourself about nature. You were more interested in taking what others had. And when you did that, you missed great opportunities to grow as a person, as you needed to do. You missed a great opportunity to grow as a human being yourself. So you talk about a baby trying to take on a responsibility as an adult and trying to run a world. No, you're playing. He's playing with it, and that's why. And power and control is a characteristic of a child. That's what babies do. They don't know shit, so all they know how to do is cry for what they want, and when you give it to them, they satisfied. And if the baby had power, he'd take what he wanted. If he had power, he would take what he wanted, everything he wanted. He'd take.
Give me that. All that noise they make, you bet.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It wouldn't give a damn about what you talking about.
Won't give a damn about what you talking about. So the point is that they function like that premature child. And it has to do with your time on this planet, understanding the nature of this planet and your place on this planet. You didn't understand that stealing from other people. You didn't understand that trying to hit the ground running. No, you didn't adopt no language for yourself. You didn't adopt no culture for yourself. You stole from others. Right. You stole from others. So you don't even have an identity. And that's why you're so hard now, working now, looking for yourself. You working so hard now, and and either you know the truth, or you hoping you find something different, or you want verification. I don't know what you're doing now because at this point it's a moot issue. You ain't nowhere on the geography map of history until about 10,000 years ago. That's an ugly truth. But maybe they're trying to dispel that truth in the digging. Maybe they're trying to keep digging and maybe they can find that not to be true. An older version of themselves could be lurking somewhere on this planet, but they've yet to find it. They've yet to find it. So that's where we are. They're struggling trying to find where they are and their place in the human experience, other than what we see as truth. Nowhere. Nowhere for 10,000 years ago, nowhere. So you justifying yourself as a supreme being, as one that should be in power over others, does not add up when you the baby on the block. No. You ain't been alone knowing how to take a bath, man. Wash your ass and keep your kids clean. And find and eat healthy. No, you had to go ask somebody else how to do that, how to cook, how to prepare food, and what to eat and not to eat, how to eat to live. You had to ask somebody else that. No, you was eating to survive, and that's why you was dying at such young ages. You know how to
This
eat
right here. This is the Eve. This is where we come from right here. They showing this is who we come from right here. Right there.
Now you can take her face and put her all around, from the south to the north, from Nigeria to goddamn Sudan, and you can find a sister that mimics that looks like her.
And that's where we came
You can
from.
find
That's the
you can find
that's
them.
the mitochondrial Eve right
There
there.
you go. There you
That's the
go. That
mitochondrial Eve right there.
there you go. That's more likely like what she gonna look like than anything else because we know now that those genetic
That's what I'm talking about.
is the is the abundance of the African people. That's that Bantu. Those are those Bantu features. Those them Twa features. The short folk. Yup.
Yeah.
That's them features right there. And put that face up against um the images that the Egyptians depicted of the people. You'll see her. You swore the Kemites. You'll see her. You'll see that nose. Yeah. And Bess. If you look at Bess, look how Bess look. That big belly. Look just like her. Look how Bess. Wide nose, big nostrils. Yeah.
Just ain't got his tongue hanging out.
Ain't got his tongue hanging out. That's when you had some sense. You was creating gods and goddesses out of your own image, out of the image of you. You didn't accept nobody's image of no God concept. Well, you not necessarily next accept it, but you didn't say that was over anything that you was creating for yourself, somebody else's image. You know, it's okay, that's fine. We'll add him on to the pantheon, but this is what we do over here. We ain't gonna drop our shit for what you talking about.
Right.
No, that ain't what we do. You know, in India, everybody got images of Buddha look like those who worship him. Right. And Jesus looked like those who worship him, and that's who we should be worshiping. Those who look like him. we run around trying to raise up his God. Come on, man. Right. How you do that?
Yeah, and how's it gonna work for you?
How you hunting food for another man? The fuck? Yeah. You ain't eating, and you ain't eating yourself.
Shit. Yeah, and you ain't even eating.
You ain't eating, man. Come on. Oh, how you do that? Yeah, with lack of knowledge is how you do it. When somebody take your shit from you and dare your ass to go get it and kill your kids in front of you and take your wife in front of you and rape your mom and all that shit. Yeah. And put your shit in the lock and key. That's how they do stuff like that. It was forced. It was forced.
You gonna act right. You gonna act right.
Yeah, it was forced. And those who didn't pay the ultimate price. Or pay the ultimate price. When somebody else has the on you.
You gonna act right around here.
On you. Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna act right around here.
Shit. Yep. Or you gonna die trying.
You gonna act right around here. You gonna straighten up around here. You gonna straighten up around here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shit, they got something for your motherfucking ass. Shit, they got a way to make your motherfucking ass. You gonna give immediately.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
They had
yeah.
all kind of shit for your ass, all kind of the motherfucking torture devices and shit that they do
Ooh,
to your
wee.
ass, man. You fuck around and piss them motherfuckers off. They do
How,
some horrible shit to you, boy.
how you sit up and make up shit to torture somebody? How you just lay down at night over a cup of coffee? What point of your day do you just sit out and say, let me come up with some way to torture this motherfucker here? Or
Yeah,
anybody coming up with some shit?
right.
What kind of
Like
mind do you have to have?
you gotta be twisted, man.
Some things have to be in place or out of place, right? You have to have a certain fucked up mindset to be coming up with shit like that.
Yeah, ain't
Or
no
things
question.
that's even necessary in your reality. But if you come from a warring reality, then yes, you had to do that because your neighbor was coming up with shit himself on how to get you. Shit. So
So
you had to be, you come up out of that.
you take a little bit of his shit that he invented and add a little more to it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
motherfucker.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
So whoever got the ups get to use their toys.
damn right.
It was the Romans, they sure did it. The Greeks, they did it too. And man, reading this one book showing how when Greeks were so cold with it, they had them little Germanic tribes marching kids to them ever so often. Turn them over
Yeah, let me get them.
for them to use as slaves. Yeah. Yeah, to the point where we ain't gotta come, we ain't coming to get them no more. Y'all gonna start turning them over. We gonna
Yeah,
slaughter y'all if y'all don't.
y'all gonna bring your ass right here and bring them with
Yep.
you
And drop them off.
and
And
drop
we'll
them
get
on
y'all
off, and
we'll get
then
y'all a little stipend.
and then you can get the fuck on immediately.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. But we need these as slaves. We're gonna turn the boys into warriors and shit like that, and we gonna fuck the shit out of all the girls.
And save your goodbye. You do your goodbyes before you get your ass here. God damn it, because when
Mm-hmm.
you get here, god damn it, turn loose and get the fuck on up out of here immediately.
That's right.
Hurry
That's
up.
right.
Hurry up
That's
now.
right.
Hurry up. Get your ass up out of here. You already said your goodbyes shit miles ago. Get your ass up out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. They said they had caravans of kids they was marching to them, man. I mean, it's written that's part of the historical record that the Greeks were very active in um getting the Germanic tribes, and then what the thing was, then he had the groups of folks was probably going around raiding little villages, bringing them captured kids to them. So them folks came up out of a warring culture. They worship a warring God, and so it's deeply rooted in their psyche. That's in their minds, and deeply rooted in their psyche to act accordingly to their belief. Yeah. And any part of that belief that puts them over other people, they gonna show attached to that. Oh yeah, you see what I say, don't you? Read that again. We supposed to be able to. It was God gave us the right to
That's
go
right.
take everybody else's shit, and the Pope signed off on it. We
Yeah.
got somebody to sign off to say turn this into law.
Yeah. We got them.
Yeah,
All we gotta
so
do is just hey, if they don't believe, you can take their shit. If they ain't a Christian,
take
you
all
can
this
take their
stuff.
shit. Take it, kill them all.
Yeah.
You can kill them all,
Mm-hmm.
or you can enslave them. You can either
Mm-hmm.
one, whichever one you want to do.
Whatever fits your fancy.
You take the women, you can take them for yourself.
You can have as many women as you want.
Man, the
So
Pope said,
and then in that case, for them guys who was able to do that, he ain't got no reason to get married. He just keep him a brothel with him. He
yeah,
just, he just keep him with him. He ain't got to have a wife for what?
yeah,
I'm knocking these jokers off as the day is long.
yeah. What?
45 kids, you know, and they ain't got to answer to none of that stuff. But you know, that's what happened. That's part of that history, man. It's an ugly history, but this is where we are now, and um, there's a modification that must take place. So we listen to the elders and they teach us and they try to guide us, and we, try to forge a path by ourselves with their guidance. And hey, we end up doing what we're doing now, trying to figure this all out. Trying to figure this all out. It's going to take having the information, access to that information, stolen information, hidden information. And now we are starting to discover that a lot of this stuff is hidden in plain sight. The theft is hidden in plain sight, baby.
Right, right.
Yes, sir. Sure is. That's it, man.
That's a
Damn
good
sure.
session, man. That's a good session we just threw up on there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, man. It's such
I feel
good
good about it.
sharing of information, man. It's always a good thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
that was some good building right there, man. Appreciate that, King.
yeah.
Hey, as always, man. Unc, like, listen, man, and you ain't even get to finish, man. That's crazy.
No, no,
We
this was
went
good,
crazy.
man. This is what it's all about, man. Like I said, man, we just do what we do, man, and it turns out golden.
Yeah, you always come up with them bangers though, man. As always. Hey, thank you, brother. Straight up, man. Hey, yeah, for real, man. Uh, Appreciate you, man. Look, family, we gotta get up out of here. Uh, Listen, man, do not forget to join us first Sunday of every month, man. The children's book read, and every Sunday thereafter, man. Like every Sunday we're on live, family. Come and check us out, man. We just studying, man, and we just building, man. That's it, man. We just do a lot of building, as you can see, man. It ain't nothing bad or harmful, man. We just building on historical data, stuff that we can show you, prove to you. This stuff happened, right? We're not, we just showing you. It's like Eric was saying, how the Pope signed slavery into action, and taking it and taking people's land and colonizing and enslaving and raping and pillaging and plundering. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't it was all under uh God and Jeeves. You know what I'm saying? We in the name of Jeeves, in the name of God. You know what I'm saying? The Pope said, as long as they not if they ain't Christian, hey, you can do what you need to do. Do what you want to do. As long as they ain't Christian, right? So, and this is the same thing we're going through today, family. Most of
Oh,
y'all, going off of the slave master's religion. You know what I'm saying? You've been conquered, and now you practicing his religion, and that's instead of your spiritual systems. That was made especially for you, designed just especially for us. You know what I'm saying? And just a, just a just a heads up as to why, whatever you doing, and whoever you serving just I want to just like to know how's it working for you. You know what I'm saying? What has he gave you that I ain't got?
working? Why is it
You know what I'm
paused?
saying? What's he done for
I
you that I
don't know
haven't
how
done
to
for
pause,
myself?
but resume.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to know. Uh, so anyway, man, hey, good one, Unc.
My man. I just want to give proper due to so I just want to thank Gola Haru her from our Facebook group page, for throwing this video up underneath one of my comments. Um, we'll post this video, and we want to thank Caleb Smith with 3 Millie Productions, and we want to thank master teacher Kaba Kamene for all that he does for us, man. So, big ups to you guys. Hope to see you next week. Do check our file on Sankofa 180 Degrees YouTube page. Give us a like or a dislike, whatever you feel. But I encourage you to put a comment down there, whichever one you choose. And you're willing to share, we're willing to allow you to share anything of our content. Chop it up, invite us when you chop it up or agree with it. You don't have to. You got freedom to share any of our content that we put up there. Unlike a lot of the other people, you get in Facebook jail for using their stuff. We ain't like that. We want you to have all the info and come back and share some of your info with us.
We close. We very close.
Yeah, and that means critique our information too.
Right.
If you choose to critique it,
Close.
you know what I'm saying, pull it up, chop it up, pull it apart, tear it apart. You know what I'm saying? And and put it out there. And give, but just, give us a chance to, defend ourselves. That's all. But yeah, family, like, subscribe, just go and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. It's okay. It ain't gonna hurt you, it don't cost you nothing. It's free. And like our channel, man, so we can get more information out here like that, like this. All right. That's free too. That ain't gonna cost you nothing. We don't charge nothing for this. We do this for free. All right. So that's all we ask, man. Like, subscribe, share, give us a comment, let us know what you think. You know what I'm saying? And check us out, man. We ain't out here to hurt nobody.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie, for always throwing it down for us, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. E, you all right?
Yeah, man. You know me, man. I'm running back and forth in this kitchen, man.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm about to get in there too, man. And cook
Yeah,
up
me
some
too,
fish,
man. Got them greens going on. Got that cornbread just came out the oven. Man, look here.
That's right. Hey, I'm finna eat some too, man. My
Yeah,
wife
Yes,
just
sir.
came in.
Oh, it's
yeah, no
on.
doubt.
I know it's on, then, brother.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
about to pick which kind of fish we gonna eat today and put that up on that grill, man. On the grill, not
Ooh.
Uh-oh. On
some
the
kind of
grill.
fish,
Oh
not no.
shit.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah,
right.
something. We had some good
Yes,
cod
sir.
last night, man. It was really good.
That sounds good, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So big ups to our culture, man. All day.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure,
Come
man.
over here to Sankofa 180 degrees and get some real, man. And please debate it. If you don't agree, man, don't just stay silent or throw rocks and then hide your hands.
Right,
Right.
Come on and
Right.
talk to us, man. Either Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have open mic conversation, meaning we just gonna talk about some stuff. If you got something to talk about, ain't no telling what we're gonna do, but we're gonna be talking about our culture, that's for sure. And then Sundays we usually have a presentation at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom and YouTube. We send out the link for you to come on in, and that's usually a presentation, except for every first Sunday we do the children's book read, and we have those free books to give out to the children after we do a raffle. You don't have to pay nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. Just participate. The only thing that we ask, and we don't hold that in stone either, is that that the winning child comes back and reads that book for the following month. Sometimes we have videos that we play, real good videos, it's something for the children, man, and for the adults too. So, allow them to do that, man.
That's right. That's right. We got some really good, anime videos and, cartoon type things, man, that's real informative and real good information and entertaining as well. You know what I'm saying? So just check us out, family. We love you. Thanks for joining. We hope to see y'all next week, man. Peace out, man.
Peace out, everybody.
Hey, much love.